And welcome in KC Freelove alongside Dave Rosenthal. Friday night football in the foothills. The Foothill Valley League title outright at stake for the Placer Hillmen. And we are joining you from lovely Lincoln, California tonight. We've got a packed house here ready for a great football game as Placer is completing their warm-ups. Dave, we've been through a lot with this team over the last 4 years. Obviously one of the great Hillman teams to ever come through Auburn and looking to cap just their 7th undefeated season since 1955 tonight here against their bitter rivals.
Yeah, the Lincoln Zebras, it was funny listening to you yesterday afternoon talking to Brad Bishop, and of course, Bradley didn't quite understand the question. The question was, what team that isn't on your schedule would you like to play? He punted all the way. He said, no, I want Lincoln. I want a piece of these guys. I want them bad. So if Brad Bishop, who is the leader of that defense, is fired up for Lincoln, I can only imagine what the rest of those 10 guys on either side, 11 guys on either side of the ball, are going to say about tonight. Should be a really good game. Tommy Turner putting up prolific numbers as the Lincoln passing attack is going to be something the Hillmen are going to have to try to control. They've got some great receivers. Talking to the guys here in the booth during the JV game, a lot of those receivers have just got stick-em hands. Ball anywhere in a perimeter around them, it hits them in the hand, they grab it, they're ready to go. So it's going to be Turner passing the ball to his fleet of receivers against, of course, the prolific Placer offense running behind that stellar offensive line tonight for a game that means everything to both squads. It's the inaugural Foothill Valley League Championship. Winner gets their name on that trophy in perpetuity. You can only win it once. And if you get that one time, it's yours once and forever. So we'll see what we do. Who's our captains tonight?
All right, tonight for the Hillman, quarterback Michael Stuck, right tackle Oregon bound Joey Capra, Lewis Fudge, the big tight end, number 47, and also joined by the team leader in tackles, Chase LaGuana Scott. All right, welcome back to Lincoln, California. Casey and Dave with you here on Friday night. It's Friday night football in the foothills. Placer taking on the Lincoln Zebras. A beautiful night, 69 degrees, our game time temperature. Lincoln is ready to go back there deep. Jacob Lemus and Harry Rounds to field the kick. Coming off the leg of, well, it looks like they've got Zach Rohde out there handling the kickoff duties. We saw a little Alex Vaughn last week. As we get underway here, Lincoln will be moving from left to right in this first quarter of play. This kickoff brought to you by Auburn Trophies and more. Check them out online at auburntrophies.com. And the ball is going to be fielded there on the far side at the 15-yard line. Now reverse on the kickoff return. That has the Hillman a bit fooled as number 6. Jacob Lemus breaks into wide open territory, into Placer territory, being chased down at the foot race. 20, 15, finally dragged down at the 5-yard line after an 85-yard reverse gain. Jorge Maldonado able to save the touchdown, but a trick play on the first play, Dave. We shouldn't be surprised here with these two rivals getting together.
But it's funny because I was just thinking to myself, is Joey going to put the onside kick on? Because he had 14 in there rather than 45 who could blast it through the end zone, but they brought it around. And we've seen it the last few weeks. They have not been all that good on kick coverage.
So Lincoln is going to have it in great shape here. First and goal to go from the Hillman 5 as we get underway. Players to note here for the Zebra offense: Tommy Turner, the quarterback; Devin Copper, the running back; Big Harry Rounds, 67 receptions and 1,011 yards with 14 touchdowns coming into tonight. Also Jacob Lemus and Hayden Cloud will be part of the action. We'll set the Hillman D here in just a moment once we get this play underway. As I mentioned, a picture-perfect night here in Lincoln and a great rivalry game. One of 10 Max Preps rivalry games going across the United States of America tonight. We are certainly pleased to be part of it as Turner's out there in the pistol. They're going to motion the back and hand it off, going to number 4 around the far side, looking to push his way forward. He is able to get down to the 3-yard line, is Harry Rounds. So using him out of the slot, Dave, the wide receiver, to kind of come around the end and gain 2 yards. Couple of Hillmen in on the tackle, including Maldonado.
And they'll do that quite a bit with these guys. He's got 37 carries for 223 yards and 3 touchdowns on the season, does Rounds. Don't be surprised to see them put receivers in motion and get them the football. But really, they go and do everything on the arm of Tommy Turner.
Turner ready to go again in the pistol. He's going to throw it out there to the near side. Tackle made immediately by Maldonado for the loss. In fact, incomplete, dropped by the intended target, Jacob Lemus. Jorge playing some good football, saving the touch and saving a wide open receiver temporarily.
Yeah,
down.
And it brings up a 3rd and goal from the 3. So he tried to get the receiver open in space. They're much like Colfax in that way. They'll look to get guys open in space in the flat and let them do some work. We'll see, though. And they like to go up top, too. Watch the slot receiver on the near side. He's got some height.
Zebras with trips up top. Here's the snap. It's going to be a handoff going straight ahead and pushing his way towards the end zone. And in for the touchdown for the Zebras is number 2, Seth Sampson. So Seth Sampson puts the Zebras out to a 6-0 lead with just 30 seconds gone by here on a 3-play drive. Going over the left side and pushing it in for the Zebra touchdown. Extra point pending.
Well, you know, and we've said it all year long. You've got to score to try to keep up with this prolific Placer offense. And the Zebras come out with a trick play on the kickoff, get great field position, and punch it in from 5. And we'll see what happens now. They've got to start playing some defense against Placer.
And the kick does split the uprights off of the leg of number 18, Brett Woolley. So our score, 7-0 Lincoln, just 30 seconds gone by here in the first quarter. It's Friday Night Football in the Foothills.
Tune in to the KAHI Coaches Show every Thursday at 7 p.m. right here on KAHI. Hillman highlights, player interviews, and more. Now, back to the game.
All right, welcome back. 7-0 our score following the 5-yard and goal to go drive for Lincoln. So we're ready to go here. As about to tee it up is Brett Woolley. Jorge Maldonado and Cyrus O'Neill await the kick deep. And Dave, Lincoln showing an interesting kickoff formation here. 3 bunches to either side of the kicker, and then double bunch to the far side.
Now they're waiting for one more Hillman to get out on the field, and that's the up back on the far side. Coming in late was Jesse Wiggum. Now they're ready to go.
So Wiggum's out there. Wiggum and Bishop, the up backs. Here is the kick, and it's going to be going right to Bradley. And Brad fields it at his own 28-yard line, looking to make some room to the far side, trying to make a cut. He does, up across the 30, 35, 40, pushing his way up towards midfield and into Zebra territory goes Bradley. Bishop finally tackled out of bounds at the 46-yard line. Placer in great field position.
And that was a page right out of the Hillman playbook. Hit that little pooch kick into that dead area. Unfortunately, they kicked it right where Brad Bishop is, and we know what his running style can be like. So Brad goes to the far side. It gives them great field position for their first drive.
Okay, so check that. He actually stepped out of bounds at the Hillman 49. So Placer taking over at their own 49 with 11 minutes, 21 seconds left here. Trailing early for the first time, the second time this entire season. Stuck and company ready to go. Split backs behind, including Grossman and Wiggum. Handed off, no, fake it to Hans and hand it to Brad Bishop coming over left side. Stiff arms the defender and is able to take it into Zebra territory. Tackled down at the 46-yard line. So that's going to be a gain of 7 for Brad. Good hard run in there over left tackle and a nice stiff arm there part.
Yeah, he's worked that stiff arm really well. That long play last week, he threw that out there and picked up some yardage down to the 1 before they let him punch it in. We'll see how it goes. Like I say, you've got to try to match them score for score. And so far, the Zebras up 7-0 in this one, but Placer with the ball and already looking pretty efficient on offense.
Let's welcome back Austin Hollins at wide receiver. This one's going to be a handoff going to Grossman. He's stacked up there. Although because he's Hans, he's able to push it ahead and pick up a yard down to the 45-yard line. So it will bring up a 3rd down and 4 for the Hillmen.
Yeah, that's a long 4, almost 5 yards. We'll see what they run here. I expect something inside off tackle faking and then go to the outside and see if they can't get somebody on that big hole-busting reverse move.
Eddie Mendoza in on the tackle. Now Stuck's going to throw it. Takes a 3-step drop, throws it out there. Caught by O'Neill for the first down inside the 40-yard line. So O'Neill takes it down to the 38-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 7 and a Hillman first down. By the way, that kickoff is all kickoffs brought to you by Auburn Trophies and more. Thanks to owners Ken and Katie Osborne for sponsoring high school football here on KAHI.
And that's a little bit out of what Placer likes to do. That was a straight 3-step drop by Mike, and he just went to the out pattern and got the ball out there as Cyrus made the cut, hit him right in the 9 and got the first down.
First down, Hillman moving from right to left at the Zebra 38-yard line. Ball on the far hash, Stuck with a single back behind. Now they'll motion Bishop, fake it to Brad, give it to Wiggum going over the right side. Jesse's got room as he breaks to the daylight, takes it inside the 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Hillman. Jesse Wiggum in Marshall Chapman's stead, picking up where he left off last week. 38 yards later, Placer on the board, 7-6 our score.
And that was the play. They fake the inside handoff, and they bring him off the reverse off of the halfback side, and that thing is wide open. You could drive a truck through it. Wiggum's not the size of a truck, but he moves like a sports car, and he just bolted into the end zone there.
73 yards and 3 touchdowns, our player of the game last week, and certainly doing a great job as Marshall Chapman rests and gets healthy for the playoffs. So ready for the extra point here. Zach Rohde will have the kick. Of course, Chandler Dakin with the hold. Kyle Christensen, your long snapper for Placer. Good snap, good hold. Once again, Rohde splits the uprights. 72 of 74 on the season for one of the best PAT men in the United States of America. We got a tie ball game. 7-7, 9:58 left here in the first quarter on Friday Night Football in the Foothills.
Welcome back to KAHI Studios. I'm Tarek Ansari with a quick score update. World Series Game 3, the Dodgers have the lead 1-0 over the Red Sox in the top of the 7th inning. The Warriors got the win earlier in New York, 128-100. Still to come, the Kings against the Washington Wizards. Now back to the game.
All right, as we welcome you back The ball is fielded by Rounds at his own 8-yard line, takes it out across the 10, 15, and pushing his way. In fact, no, the Hillman defense beats him up there at the 22-yard line, and that's where Lincoln will take over. Let's get the official spot here, actually. The referees are still debating where this ball is going to be put down. I believe it may be the 24-yard line. Let me put on my spectacles and double-check that. LaGuana Scott made the tackle, of course, the team leader on defense as far as tackling goes. And yes, David, will be a first down from the 24-yard line. 9:50 left on the clock here as the Zebras take over.
I'm looking forward to watching Tommy Turner run this offense too. You know, they've got a little field to work with now. What are they going to do against this Placer defense? Mostly sending 4, occasionally blitzing, but they're going to have to play some good pass protection tonight.
Empty backfield, trips to the top. Now he's going to motion the slot receiver over to his right, and he's going to dump it out here to the near side. The Hillmen are there for the open field tackle. Now missed, but able to get back there. Well, not a bad game there. Taking it up to the 30-yard line is number 6, Jacob Lemus. Coming into tonight, he had 42 receptions, 600 yards, and 4 touchdowns, and he picks himself up a decent gain there on first down.
Yeah, nice 6-yard pickup, but again, that's what they're going to try to do. They're going to look to get people open in space, much in the way we saw Colfax do it a year ago. Go back, take a look down the field. If you got the guy in the flat, throw it to him, see if you can make somebody miss.
All right, 2nd down and 4, ball on the near hash. Lincoln moving left to right, back to either side of Turner. He's going to fake the handoff, and now he's going to try and dump it out there to Rounds. A little too much mustard on there. Placer was in on the coverage, though. Bradley Bishop all over Rounds. That was going to be a loss.
Yeah, that was going to be a loss right there. Brad Bishop played that perfectly. You know, Brad's fired up. If you heard him yesterday afternoon with Casey on the Hill segment, oh my goodness. I've not heard a young man fired up like that in a long time. He has no love for this Lincoln Zebra team. He wanted them worse than anybody this year.
All right, trips up top, single receiver to the near side and a back to the left of Turner. Here comes the blitz. It's going to be inside handoff. And Lincoln able to turn that into something now. Bursting into the secondary, now across midfield to the 40, down to the 35, and inside the 30 before he's pushed out of bounds by Brad Bishop. Goes number 2, Seth Sampson. Oh, man.
That was a long run.
Yes, it was.
We'll call it close to 40 on that tote.
Close to 40, absolutely. Takes it all the way down to the Hillman 30-yard line where Lincoln will have it.
And they ran right at the blitz that time. Hillman blitzed, and they ran right at the blitz hole again. He made people miss in that second level.
So 1st and 10 for the Zebras on the near hash. A back behind Turner. He's going to throw it out there to Rounds at the far side. Makes the reception at the 31. Does a nice spin move. Has to be picked up by Dakin in on the initial tackle. He takes it down to the 34-yard line. So a gain of 4 brings up 2nd down and 6. Let me quickly set this Hillman defense. At the end, Micah Yoakum, Chandler Dakin. The defensive tackles, Jesus Castillo and Colton McElroy. Your linebackers, Brad Bishop, Chase LaGuana Scott. Let me take a quick peek and see if Garza is in there tonight. He is. Andrew Garza will get the secondary in a moment. Here's a handoff, and the Hillmen blow that one up right there at the line of scrimmage. The entire defensive line and LaGuana Scott
you got a late
there to
flag.
make the tackle, and we do have a late flag. That carry went to number 8, Devin Coffer, and no gain, and we still need to check the flag.
Flag came in from the side. It'd be hard to believe it'd be a hold coming from that point.
Well, let me finish
Do you
setting.
think it could be encroachment? Personal foul face mask against the Hillmen.
Oh boy, that's going to be tough. So an automatic first down following that. Let me finish setting the defense. Your defensive backs, Espinal and Wiggum, safety Ian Howes, and Jorge Maldonado. So following that penalty, it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Zebras at the Hillman 15-yard line. Boy, that's tough, Dave.
Yeah, especially where that call came from the side. He must have seen something late on that tackle. He must have been on the ground when the face mask got grabbed because it had nothing to do with stopping the ball carrier.
So they'll
almost post-possession.
They'll put it down at the 14-yard line. Turner ready to go, single back behind him. A bunch set here to the near side. They fake a handoff and fake 2 handoffs. Now give it to Rounds going around the far side. He's got room inside the 10 and dancing into the end zone is Harry Rounds. A 13-yard touchdown run. Boy, fireworks flying here in Lincoln tonight as the Zebras regain the lead 13-7. That Rounds, I mean, there's a reason why he's blown up the statue we're using. He is a quick receiver and running back.
Yeah, and they did a triple fake that time. First time I've seen that this year. They faked it once inside, once to the reverse, and then finally gave it to him coming around the outside. Hillman got the work cut out for him early tonight, that's for sure.
Lincoln looking motivated, just 5-4 coming into tonight, but they played some tough opponents, and if they win, they split the FDL championship with Placer. Hillman have other ideas, as splitting the uprights is Brett Woolley. 14-7 our score with 8:10 left here in the first quarter on Friday Night Football in the Foothills on KAHI.
This is Colton McElroy, right guard, Placer High School, and you're listening to Friday Night Football in the Foothills on KAHI.
Nice drive by the Zebras that time. 5 plays, 76 yards, 1:40 off the clock. Triple fake. Finally getting that in to Harry Rounds, and he took it around the far side of the field and past the pylon for the score.
Brett Woolley ready to tee it up here. And back deep for the Hillman, O'Neal and Maldonado. Again, they go to the up back. It actually sails over Brad Bishop's head and fielded by O'Neal at his 10-yard line, looking for some room across the far side. Can't make a cut. He's hit by one of the Lincoln defenders. Now trying to come back across the near side. That's all bad. And he's going to be tackled down at his own 6-yard line. Good job of tackling there by number 88, Zachary Hatton. And Placer with a lot of field in front of him as they take over, trailing 14-7 with 8:01 left here in the first quarter.
Yeah, it was, I don't know why he thought he was going to do Marcus Allen in the Super Bowl against the Redskins right there. He should have just gone to the far side to take what he could get. But with the speed that O'Neal's got, maybe he thought he could bust it back the other way. Now the Hillman in a deep hole, but with the way this offensive line can make holes, they should be getting out of this in a hurry here.
They spot it down at the 8-yard line officially. Stuck in company, ready to go. Split backs behind Michael. It's going to be a handoff going straight ahead. Hans Grossman pushing his way up to the 10-yard line, met by the entirety of the Zebra defensive line, so a gain of 2 yards, and that's what it requires to bring down Hans.
Yeah, basically that does. So let's see if they're going to stack the box tonight. So far, Mike's already gotten off one pass to Cyrus, 1 for 1 for that 7 in the first down. Are they going to load the box up and try to, stop the run all night long, or are they going to pay a little bit of attention to the receivers? So far, they've got their corner on the far side out on an island. Their safety playing in the middle of the field kind of cheat up on the run.
All right, here Stuck with the handoff going to Wiggum. Wiggum's got some blockers out in front of him. Jesse using those blockers as he picks up the first down. Good hard run up near the 25, called the 26-yard line. So a good job of running there by Wiggum.
16-yard pickup for Jesse that time.
16 yards and a first down for the Hillmen over there on the far hash. All right, so you know how Stuck and company work.
Yeah.
They've got 2 receivers here, Wiggum and Hollitz there on the near side. Grossman, the single back, handed off to Hans, and he pushes his way through the defensive line and takes it up to the 30-yard line. So that'll be a gain of 4 yards for Grossman.
I'm not sure if we're having a problem with the scoreboard or not.
All right, so upcoming here for the Hillmen, 2nd down and 6.
Where is that football? 30-yard line.
Ball out there at the 30-yard line. Hollitz out there at receiver. You got Wiggum here in the wing. Bishop and Grossman behind Stuck as he sets up the offensive line. And now Coach Montoya a little upset.
Yeah, there was some confusion that time. I'm not sure where everybody was when they were lining up. I think Joey's just basically calling this timeout to get in these guys' head and say, hey, look, fellas, you got punched in the mouth pretty good in those first 2 drives by Lincoln. Let's pull it together and start playing some Hillman football.
Let's keep it here and set the offense for Placer. Quarterback Michael Stuck, 42 of 67, 885 yards, 8 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions on the year. In for Marshall Chapman tonight, Jesse Wiggum, who had 73 yards, 3 touchdowns last week. Hans Grossman, your fullback. Bradley Bishop at the wingback. Cyrus O'Neal tonight, starting wide receiver. Lewis Fudge at tight end. The offensive line from left to right. Blake Bachman, Austin Mater, Kyle Christensen, your center. Right guard Colton McElroy, and right tackle Big Joey Capra.
And don't forget, at the tail end of tonight's game, we will be picking our Mel's player of the game. If you've got that ticket from tonight's game, wander on into Mel's either tonight or tomorrow. Get 10% off of your order. That's Mel's in Auburn, and the Mel's player of the game coming up later on this evening.
All right, so the ball's going to be put down to the 30-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down and 6 for the Hillmen officially, moving from right to left with the ball on the far hash following the early timeout by Coach Montoya. Stuck and company ready to go, and you know how fast they do it when they break this huddle. Grossman, the single back behind, handed off to Hans, going over the right side, and he's piled up there. He does take it up to the 34-yard line, so he'll pick up a couple, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 4 for Placer.
So Hans, 3 carries for 8 yards on this drive, 1 carry on the previous. He's got 9 and 4 carries, and that's not a very Hans Grossman-like average. But again, teams now know they've got to load it up front and see if they can't stop the run and make the Hillmen put the ball in the air. Right now, they're doing a good job.
3rd and 4 for Placer. It's going to be a delayed handoff, and Stuck loses the ball, able to pick it back up, but it's dropped right there at the line of scrimmage by the Zebra defense. So 4th down upcoming, and boy, we may see Placer punt for the earliest we have this year, Dave.
Well, we always talk about stops, and you've got to get the stop to be able to stay in this game with Placer. Right now, the way the Lincoln Zebras are playing offense and as fired up as they are, Placer's going to have to kick this ball away. I don't think Joey's going for it here on a 4th and 4. Well, then again, look for the head bob.
All right, Stuck does this so well.
Got him.
He got him to jump, but they didn't snap the ball, so Placer will run the play to Wiggum, going over the far side. Jesse pushes the play forward. He's not going to get there. He gets back to the line of scrimmage and no more. pushed out of bounds. In fact, they'll give him a gain of 2, but it's not going to be enough. The Hillman needed 4, and Lincoln's going to take over on offense.
I'm really surprised they didn't call that because the guy on the defensive side jumped. I saw him jump. Maybe he didn't cross the neutral line. He might have been lined up far enough back where the jump was short of the neutral line. But usually that's a pretty good play for the Hillmen, and that's what they went for. Then they ran the play, which was even more surprising. I guess when you've got the O-line that Placer has, you figure if you need 4, you can get 4 when you need it.
Well, they got 3 from Wiggum. Officially the ball at the 35 there, but Placer not able to get that extra yard. Obviously the bobble may have hurt as well, but Lincoln in business here, leading 14-7, 5.5 minutes left here in the first quarter, and taking over on their 3rd drive of the contest. So Placer's defense needs to step up here. Bend but don't break's been the theme of the last half of the season, and it's time for that.
No, and I don't think they've seen some of the plays that Lincoln has run unless they've seen them on film. That triple fake was the first one you and I had seen.
Absolutely. We watch a whole lot of football.
Yeah.
All right, so Turner ready to go back there in the pistol. 2 receivers up top, a back flank to his right, and a receiver here to the near side. They're going to motion one of the slot receivers. Now he takes a 3-step drop, looking to throw it downfield to Rounds. Rounds wide open and into the end zone. Touchdown, Zebras. Running past Ian House is Harry Rounds. 35 yards later, Lincoln pushes this lead out to 20-7 with 5:23 left here in the first quarter. He just blew past the defense.
I think the defense sucked in. Ian House looked inside, bought on a fake, and thought the ball was going the other way and started cheating over. And by the time he looked back, Rounds was behind him for the touch.
Turner fired up and greeting his teammates on the sideline. The biggest deficit of the year for the Hillmen now. 20-7 with 5:23 left here in the first quarter. Number 18, Brett Willie, will look to make it a 2-touchdown full lead with the 14-point lead. Anyway, here's the kick, and that one is going to be just inside the left upright. 5:23 left here in the first quarter. 21-7 Lincoln with the lead here on KAHI.
And welcome back to the KAHI Studios. I'm Tariq Ansari, and this is a quick score update. Starting out, Casa Roble, oh my goodness. At halftime, it's 64-6. They're leading Mesa Verde. Granite Bay has the 7-0 lead on Rockland. Those are the only scores besides the last game, currently 21-7 in favor of Lincoln. Can the Hillmen make a comeback? Casey and Dave will show you how, and if they can. Back to you guys.
All right, as we get going here, Cyrus O'Neal finding some room over the far side, out across
Still
25, 30, 40, into Lincoln territory and dragged down, finally, all the way down at the 35-yard line. A huge run back there by O'Neal, covering what, Dave? 60 yards?
60 yards. They kicked the line drive, and there was no time for the kick team to get down there in the coverage, and Cyrus basically just got a head start, cut to the outside, went up the sideline, got bumped a couple of times, managed to stay on his feet, kick it back to the middle of the field, and ends up on the Zoosburg 35.
Interestingly, Austin Hollitz, and welcome back, young man. He's been gone for the past few games with an injury. He is back in there. Probably O'Neal taking a little bit of a breather as Placer has great field position at the 35-yard line. Ball on the far hash, moving right to left. Stuck and company ready to go. Handed off to Bishop on a delayed handoff, and Brad breaks the daylight. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10. One man to beat. Pushes it down to the 5 and gets pushed out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. So Brad Bishop with a 32-yard gain all the way down to the 3-yard line. Just saved by the safety there. The safety doing some good work. Let me credit that young man. Number 19, Terrence Wright, or Bradley was gone.
Yeah, I was expecting the stiff arm. Instead, he just put the shoulder down and tried to blow him off the field, and he managed to stay with him enough to push him out of bounds. I got a funny feeling Brad Bishop went into that huddle and said, give me the ball. I'm done with this.
Yeah, fired up to play this team and fired up on that play. A big 32-yard gain puts Placer in business. First and goal, trailing 21-7. 5:02 left here in the first quarter of play. Fireworks aplenty. Here we go. Stuck and company, handed off. And push it over the right side, trying to find his way to the end zone. Put those arms up.
Yes.
And
in.
Touchdown. Jesse Wiggum goes 3 yards over right tackle, in between right guard and right tackle. And by the way, hey, number 42 there, let's get your name, Cole Vineyard. No punching at our tackles. He just took a swat at one of the Placer offensive linemen. Regardless, 3 yards later, Wiggum in for the touchdown. Our new score, 21-13 with 4:55 left here in the first quarter.
Now let's see if this PAT is going to knock it on through.
All right, Rhodey ready to go, looking for his 72nd PAT make of the season. Actually making his 73rd on 75 attempts. Here's the snap from Christensen. Or wait, we got a penalty now.
That just means you scored a ton of touchdowns. How many high school teams scored 70 and 2, let alone 3 seasons? And this kid's kicked 70 extra points already?
Yeah, a lot of practice there for the left-footed Rhodey. And now we've got a penalty on the Zebras, which will move it a half yard closer.
Does this change Joey's mind? Does he run the offense back out there and say, you know, for another half yard, we might be able to punch this thing in and get 2?
So they decline the penalty, and they'll just leave Rhodey at his customary position, making a 20-yard attempt. Christensen ready to go. Good snap, good hold by Dakin, and the kick once again splits the upright. So Placer doing Placer things. Quick drive, getting right back in this thing. 21-14, Lincoln with the lead. 4:29 left here in the first quarter on KAHI.
This is Austin Mater, class of 2019, left guard, and you're listening to Friday Night Football in the Foothills on KAHI.
Very Placer-like drive. 2 plays, 35 yards, 17 seconds, cutting this to a 1-touchdown Lincoln lead, Pard.
Rounds and Lemus back there to receive this kick off the leg of Zach Rohde. This kickoff is all kickoffs brought to you by Auburn Trophies and more. Check them out in the Fiddler Green Shopping Center, 1221 Grass Valley Highway in Auburn. High end over end kick. Rounds going to have a chance to field it. Takes it at his 11-yard line, cross the 15-20. Good hit by the Hillman defense. He spins out of it and is able to wiggle his way up near the 25-yard line. Put him down at the 25, and Lincoln will take over 1st and 10 with 4:25 left here in this first quarter of play. Dave, I wore the Adidas tonight. I feel like I should have brought the Nike track shoes. My goodness.
Something with spikes on them, because this thing's just back and forth and all of a sudden. Good stuff, though. Enjoying this game so far.
Absolutely. These two teams do not like each other. Max Preps assigned this as one of the 10 rivalry games across the United States. Thank you, Max Preps. Great job of covering this particular contest and all high school football here. Ready to go is Turner. He's got 2 receivers up to the top, empty backfield, awaiting the ball in the pistol. Now they'll motion the slot receiver and they'll hand it off. And I believe that's going to be Rounds, able to push his way up for a gain of 2 yards.
They do like that fly sweep motion.
Okay, that's going to be Lemus for 2 yards. Check that. Chase will go on a spot in on the tackle.
And what I was hearing during the JV game from the folks up here at the Prey Box, they say Lemus is the best athlete on the field.
Okay.
So
That's
we'll
surprising
see.
when you look at the
He's
stat
not the
charts.
He's not the biggest guy on the field, but he's the best athlete on the field, they're telling me.
So following the 2-yard gain, 2nd down and 8 upcoming for the Zebras. Again, showing a lot of different looks. Trips up top now. Turner with that empty backfield, awaits the ball in the pistol. Now he's going to dump it out here to Rounds on the near side. He'll need to make an open field tackle, and Rounds is able to take it up to the 37-yard line. So a gain of 7, and it's going to be good enough for the Lincoln Zebra 1st down. So we'll call that a gain of 8. 1st down for Lincoln. Up
And again, they threw to the blitzing spots. They brought Andrew Garza on the blitz that time to get a little pressure on him. And as soon as Garza cleared the offensive line, he threw right over the top of him into Brown's hands. And Rounds was out there in the flat and made some nice moves to pick up some yards.
All right, another look here. They've got 2 receivers up top. This time is going to be a handoff going over left guard. Finding some way into the secondary and into Hillman territory goes number 8.
Yeah, if not for Ian House, he was gone.
Devin Coffer takes it from the 37 down to the Placer 47-yard line. So that's going to be a gain of 16 and another 1st down for this Zebra offense. Moving very quickly, already back up there at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, giving Placer a taste of their own medicine, and now we've got what?
I'm not sure that they were set. I'm not sure that Lincoln's receiver was set on that play.
Well, they almost caught one of the Hillman running off the field, trying to get off the field late. Was Colton McElroy. He was sprinting to the sideline, and now they're going to pick up the flag.
Okay, so there was a flag thrown. Referee picks it up. 1st and 10 now for the Zebras. Ball at the 47-yard line of the Hillman. Moving from left to right, ball on the near hash. Turner looks over to the sidelines to get his assignments. Again, the Hillman secondary is going to be doing a lot of work tonight. They've got some beef on their offensive line. We'll talk about that in just a little bit, but we are ready to go here with 3:11 left in the first quarter. Turner barking out signals. Now it's going to be another straight-ahead handoff and pushing his way down near the 41-yard line.
Devin Coffey.
Number 8, Devin Coffer, 121 carries and 678 yards, 6 touchdowns coming in today, and that'll be a gain of 6 yards, bringing up 2nd down and 4.
So Coffer with a nice blast right off the right side that time. And they're playing a little ground pound, and then they'll go up top. They'll get you open in the flat. They've got a very diverse offense. And right now it's seeming to give the Hillman a little bit of a problem.
Lots of room to the far side of the field. Instead, they run it here to the near side and taking it maybe for a yard. He might have actually just been stopped at the line of scrimmage. Is number 6, Jacob Lemus. Howes with the tackle, no gainer there. And we'll bring up a 3rd down and 5 for the Zebras.
And they're ready to go again.
Yeah, they are ready. They're not wasting any time. The fastest team besides Placer out of Huddle we've seen. Trips up top. Turner barking, trying to get somebody to jump off sides. They may have gotten it.
Yeah, it looked like they wanted to come up with the blitz.
It looks like Dakin might have jumped across the line.
Either Dakin or Bishop coming. And that's going to give them a 1st down. So again, Placer's kind of looking at a taste of their own medicine. Team coming up to the line really fast. Team doing a little bit of shake and bake at the line of scrimmage to get the offsides call. They need a game like this.
They certainly do. I couldn't agree more. A little adversity here. 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line of the Hillman. Ball on the near hash. Turner is going to give a delayed handoff. And
Good
a nice
tackle.
job at tackling there, grabbing the ankle.
Is that Brad Bishop knifing under that?
Yes, it was Seth Sampson with the carry. Taking it up for 2 yards and no more down to the 34-yard line. Good job by Bishop. As you mentioned, without that tackle, I mean, he's got plenty of carpet in front of him.
Yeah, Brad came in low, hit him right around the calf and knocked him off his balance, and he tumbled to the ground. Good play that time by Double B.
2nd down and 8. Again, these plays coming furiously quick. Double slot look to either side. Single back
Stack
behind.
receivers
Yeah,
out here.
stack them up, actually. Now we've got
Double stack.
a double stack. I like that, Dave. That's like a McDouble.
It could be.
All right, Turner ready to go. It's going to be a handoff going over the left side to number 2, Seth Sampson. And Sampson takes it from the 34 up to the 32, so a gain of 2, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and 6 for the Zebra offense. Hillman need to hold here, Dave.
Yeah, it would be nice. Yeah, but I don't think the Zebras are going to punt the ball away from this position on the field. They've got 2 more downs to make that, 6 yards?
Yep.
And they'll take both of those downs. If they don't get it here, you can be darn sure they're going to go for it on 4th.
Once again, changing things up. They've got a stack here to the near side, a single back behind Turner. And
that triple
it's
play
going to be
again.
A handoff.
And there it goes.
Going to the far side and finding his way in the daylight, pushes his way towards the end zone. One man to beat. He gets in there.
Second time that play's worked for a touchdown.
Harry Rounds goes over the left side. 32 yards later, he's in the end zone for the Zebra touchdown. 27-14 our score. Still 45 seconds left here in the first quarter. Wow.
And that was a good long drive by the Zebras, too. That started with 4:25 on the clock. They've worked it down to 45 seconds. So they went 3-minute, 30-second drive. That's the second time they've run that play. That's a 3-faker until the sweep comes along at the end of it, and nobody on Placer on the outside. Everybody on the inside buying on the first 2 fakes. By the time the ball gets to the third guy gone to sweep, he's gone.
And Woolley able to split the uprights. 45 seconds left here in the first. 28-14 Lincoln. It's Friday Night Football in the Foothills on KAHI. All right, here's the kickoff again, going to the up back. It's going to be fielded by Bishop at the 26-yard line, up across the 30, 35. Bradley continuing to move his way up to the 42-yard line. Nice return there by Bradley Bishop, and now Placer will have it 1st and 10 at their own 32, trailing for 2 touchdowns, 28-14.
Yeah, 8 plays, 75 yards, 3 minutes, 45 seconds on that. Amazingly enough, just 1 pass play for the Zebras on that. Everything done on the ground. Runs a 2-2, 16-6, and that big 32-yard gash. Second time they've used that play tonight and working it perfectly.
So we'll note the time, 41 seconds left in the first. Placer 1st and 10, moving from right to left as this first quarter comes to a conclusion. Ball at the 42-yard line on the near hash. Breaking the huddle quickly is Stuck. Grossman the single back behind. It's going to be a handoff going to Jesse Wiggum, the sweep to the far side. And Wiggum able to pick up a couple of yards, taking it up to the 38-yard line. Or excuse me, up to the 44-yard line. So a gain of 2, and he is pushed out of bounds by the Lincoln defender. So 2nd down and 8 upcoming.
Well, we've been wondering when we're going to see a game when the Placer first team plays more than a half. This could be that game tonight. This may take them an entirety to climb back in this. We've seen them come back from 27-7 deficits a couple of times last year. They have not had the adversity they're facing right now at all this season. So for a team that's used to coming out, we've got a penalty. Another 15 yards tacked onto that run. So the Hillmen are going to go into Zebra territory after that.
All right, so a break for the Hillmen, now taking over, with the ball now moved to the 40-yard line of the Zebras. Just 28 seconds left here. Must have been over there on the far sideline. There was a whole group of Zebras, and Placer with the ball, 1st and 10, ready to go here once we finally get things set. In there, receiver Ian Howes, number 12, on the near side, the lone receiver. Stuck breaks the huddle, 2 backs behind, Wiggum in the wing, handed off to Hans Grossman going over the right side, and Grossman barreling his way forward down to the 37-yard line, so a gain of 3 for Hans on what could be the final play of this first quarter.
So they're going to hustle up to the line and try to snap this thing with 4 seconds left. I think they're going to let it run down now.
All right, that's going to do it here for the first quarter. A surprising score for the Hillman faithful, 28-14, Lincoln with the lead here on Friday Night Football in the Foothills. Second quarter of play getting underway here. We will flip ends of the field. Placer now moving from left to right, trailing 28-14. 42 points in the first quarter, Dave. We've seen Placer do things like that, but typically not trailing by 2 touch.
Well, adversity is something they need to get used to handling is with the playoff season coming up. And no better way to do it than drop behind a couple of touchdowns to your arch rival on a rivalry night.
Grossman, the lone back behind Snuck. Here's the snap. It's going to be a reverse going to Bishop over the far side. Brad breaks into the secondary. Keeps pushing those legs forward, continuing to move. It takes 3 Zebras to bring him down finally. at the 24-yard line. So a great job of Brad Bishop running there, taking it from the 43 all the way down to the 24, a 19-yard gain and a first down for the Hillmen.
Yeah, and just what the doctor ordered, a nice tough inside play for Brad Bishop, and to just show a little moxie. Let you know, these guys have hit you in the face. They put 4 scores up on you. You've got to come back and match it right here and maybe play some defense before the end of the half.
All right, ready to go here. 1st and 10 for the Hillmen. Stuck under center. He's going to fake it to Grossman. Now throw it out there to the far side where he's got Wiggum complete, and Wiggum with some room. Good blocks out there to the 5, pushing his way down inside the 5-yard line is Jesse Wiggum.
Down at the 1.
They're going to call him down inside the 5. Let's see where they spot it. He takes it from the 24 down to the 4-yard line. So a 20-yard gain there for Wiggum on a nice play that we've not seen Jesse attempt yet this year.
No, that was a very good play. So it's one of those ones, you know, you keep these in your back pocket if you're Joey Montoya to bring them out for situations like that. Really caught him off guard. They were all diving into Grossman at the line of scrimmage, and Jesse just snuck out of the backfield.
Handed off to Bishop, going over the left side, gets tripped up, still pushing his way forward. He gets close. I don't think he's going to be in. They'll put him down at the 1-yard line. 3-yard gain for Brad Bishop. Good job of blocking out there on the left side. They actually pulled both the guard, the guard and then the tackle was out there, Capper with the block. And so it will be a 2nd down and goal from the 1 upcoming.
And that stops the clock with that official's timeout. So just barely into this second quarter, and the Hillmen trying to draw within 7.
Okay, you've got Howes in there as the lone receiver. Stuck breaks the huddle. Grossman and Wiggum in the backfield. Split backs. Hand it off to Hans. Hans pushing his way forward.
I don't think he got there.
I don't think he did either. They're going to mark him down at the 1-yard line. A no gainer for Grossman, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down and goal. I can't think how many times we've seen Hans go for less than maybe 4 or 5 yards per carry. Good job by the Lincoln defenders.
Yeah, Lincoln staying low on this penetration. They've got to stay lower than the other guy's pads. You keep those pads low to the ground, you're going to hit the guy in the knees, and when that happens, you can drop him. And that's what they did right there. Good defensive stand so far by the Zebras.
Big Gabino Rodriguez in on the tackle there, the nose tackle. 3rd down and goal for the Hillmen from the 1. Same split back look behind Stuck. Handed off to Bishop, pushing his way forward. Put those arms up, referee. Nope, he will not. So 4th down and goal upcoming. Bishop not able to push it across the goal line, and it will be a 4th down.
So 4th and what? Inside a yard? Yeah, things set up. 4th and inside a yard for the Hillmen. Zebras have got to be pumped. Their fans are on their feet right now, right below us. They are having a good time here in Lincoln, California.
Big play in this football game. Placer needs to punch it in to get back within 7. You certainly don't want to surrender the ball when you're this close, and you really have had no trouble scoring inside the 10 this year. Howes in a receiver. Stuck, ready to go under center. Split backs behind again. Handed off to Bishop, going to the far side. Hans springs the block, and Brad walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Hillmen! Great job there.
Got a late flag on the sideline over there was thrown. I'm not sure if Brad said something to the referee. I thought there was a little extracurricular after he went into the end zone. He took a pop over there. Could go either way. It'll probably be post-possession. Won't take the score off the board if it's against the Hillmen, but it will force them to kick the ball from further back.
Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike on the Hillmen, but the touchdown is good. So as Dave mentioned, that we'll talk about that when the kickoff takes us back. But Placer back within 8 right now, pending the extra point. 28-20 our score, 9:37 left here in the first.
For classic American food and a fun atmosphere, it's Mel's Diner in Auburn. Mel's is a throwback to the great diners of the 50s and 60s with great food and service and family-friendly. Fabulous burgers like the Big Bopper, a wide variety of salads, huge dinner entrees, and classic fountain drinks and desserts. Stop by Mel's right after the Placer High football games or on Saturday. Just show your ticket stub and get a 10% discount. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, the place to be is Mel's Diner, 1730 Grass Valley Highway at Luther Road in Auburn.
This is Joey Capra, class of 2019, offensive tackle, and you're listening to Friday Night Football in the Foothills on KAHI.
All right, it took a minute for the referees to sort it out, but once it was clear, 28-21 our score after Rhodey tacks through yet another PAT, and we'll just keep it here. What a football game. 28-21, 9:37 left here in the second quarter. And Placer with their work cut out for them. Lincoln certainly come out motivated on this beautiful fall eve.
Yeah, 8 plays, 48-yard drive that time, a little over 3 minutes off the clock. Key plays, a 14-yard gain by Brad Bishop, a 20-yard pitch and catch to Jesse Wiggum. And then it was just, let the big offensive line get it in there. Stopped 3 times, but not that 3rd time as Brad Bishop went to the far pylon, got inside. I thought he got popped by one of the Lincoln guys after he crossed the goal line. I think he turned around and said something to the referee, and the referee decided to throw that pink flag.
Well, that touchdown, as the first 3 touchdowns, have been brought to you by the Man Cave, 923 Lincoln Way in Auburn. Thanks to owner Christopher Kirchner for sponsoring high school football here, as Alex Vaughn is now into the game to kick it off. Dave, we were calling for this off the air a few plays ago. Vaughn has the leg to kick it through the end zone. We do not want to see.
I'm not sure he can kick it through
return.
from the 25-yard line, but I think they want to try to get it as deep as they can off of his foot.
Absolutely. They've got Rounds
Look at
back
that
there
kick.
along with Lemus, and it is a good kick. It's going to be fielded there by Lemus at his
They're
15-yard
gonna go
line.
for that reverse
They go for
again.
that reverse again. It goes
They
to
got
Rounds
plenty of
going
room
over the
over
far
there.
side, but Howes is there to at least trip him up a little bit. He's still moving, though, out towards midfield. Finally, the Hillman able to get out there and make the tackle. Boy, Harry Rounds taking it all the way up near the midfield marker. It's going to be put down at the 47-yard line where Lincoln will have it 1st and 10. You see it once, I mean, you got to be ready for it.
Yeah, and they weren't that time. With a big, deep kick like that, it gives you plenty of room to maneuver, especially because the ball was in the air for a while. You're chasing down the field. They run that reverse, and they've run it successfully a couple of times. And that other play that they run, that triple fake that ends up in the hands of Harry Rounds as well, is a backbreaker for these Hillmen.
They'll give him an extra yard up to the 48 where the Zebras take over with 9:27 left here in the second quarter. Here's the snap to Turner. He's going to throw it over here to the near side. And a decent job of running there by Seth Sampson, taking it up to midfield. So a gain of 2 will bring up 2nd down and 8 for the Zebras, moving from right to left with a 28-21 lead here early in the second.
My only question is that a lateral or was that actually a forward pass? We'll have to keep an eye on that when he swings that pass out there. Sometimes it looks like he's throwing it backwards. Sometimes it could be an optical illusion.
Empty backfield, trips up top.
Another
Little
one.
pressure coming here to Turner.
That
The
was a
catch
pick
is
play.
made, and a great job by Lemus taking the ball and moving that one down inside the Hillman 40 to the 38-yard line.
I think a flag should have been thrown on that one. They came back and picked off Jorge Maldonado. Now, there is a flag where the ball carrier went down. Oh, now they're going to call a helmet to helmet. Boy,
So-
this is getting crazy.
A 12-yard gain there for Lemus, and now it's going to go even further after the helmet-to-helmet contact, apparently.
Now, they're going to call that every time that thing happens. And they're not going to give any slack on that, even if it is inadvertent. But I swear there was a pick play as the receiver was coming back for the ball. Maldonado was going for a play on the ball and got picked off by the other receiver.
Okay, they'll stick with that trips look up top in the pistol. It's Turner, single back behind. Waits the snap, barks it out. It's going to be a handoff, going straight ahead and continuing to push his way forward is number 2, Seth Sampson, taking it from the 24-yard line down to the Hillman 16. So an 8-yard gain there will bring up 2nd down and short.
So far the Hillmen have not been a bend and don't break defense. They have been taken manhandled for the most part.
All right, once again, they go to that same play over right guard. Again, able to move his way up the field is number 2, Seth Sampson, taking it down to the 10-yard line. That'll be a gain of 6, actually gain of 5 to the 11 for Sampson. 1st down for the Zebras, so they can still get another 1st down before they put it in, if they're able to get near the end zone, I should say.
They can make a first without getting the touch is what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
And it's going to have to be about at the 1.5 yard line. It's looking like where the sticks are.
Single back behind Turner, barking out signals. He's going to gun it out here to the near side.
There's
the catch
that same
is made.
pick play again.
It is that pick play, and the catch is made by Jacob Lemus, taking it from the 10 down to the 6-yard line. 5-yard gain there.
But notice, and you saw what I saw, right? You saw them coming up. Maldonado's going to make a play on the ball. The guy comes up, puts his hand in the air like I didn't touch him. Well, you picked him.
That is illegal defense in the books of the high school football lore and rules.
One would think, right?
Taken with the tackle. All right, so 2nd down, upcoming here, 2nd and 5 for the Zebras. Turner again back there in the pistol. This time handed off to number 8 coming across the near side. Bowls over a Hillman defender and pushes his way inside the 5-yard line. Does Devin Coffer. Coffer taking it from the 7 down to...
Was that the 4 or the 3?
3-yard line. We'll call it a gain of 4. So it is 3rd down and 1.5 here for the Zebras.
It's 3rd and 1.5 for the first. And here they come again.
Handed off. It's going to be close. Seth Sampson pushing
They're gonna
towards
mark
the
it
end
and
zone.
They're going to give it to him.
And they're going to put those hands in the air. Seth Sampson from 2 yards out extends the Lincoln lead to 34-21. Good hard running. They've ran that same play about 6 times tonight over right guard, and they're able to cash it in to again extend this lead to 34-21 with 7:38 left here in the first half. So
Well, another good drive by the Zebras, and again, that time mixing the pass and the run. Previous drive, they will run heavy. This time, they threw it 3 times, and they ran it 4 times and covered that 47 yards.
and
I'd
the
say
kick
53 yards.
is up and through by Brett Woolley. So 35-21 our score, 7:38 left in the second. It's Friday Night Football in the Foothills on KAHI.
Welcome back to KAHI Studios. I'm Tarek Ansari. A quick score update for you. The Dodgers and Red Sox are now tied 1-1 in the top of the 8th inning. Red Sox got a solo homer from Jackie Bradley Jr. Granite Bay leads Rockland 7-3. And one more, the Wood Creek Timberwolves in a bit of a deficit, down 14-7 against the Yuba City Honkers. Now back out to Casey and Dave with the call.
And the kick goes into the end zone off the leg of Woolley. Fielded there by O'Neill. Placer will have it 1st and 10 out at the 20-yard line, moving from left to right here, trailing by 2 touchdowns, 35-21 Zebras.
7th place, 53 yards, a minute 49 off the clock on that last Zebra drive. Again, mixing up the pass and the run very, very nicely, keeping Placer's defense on their heels. What can you say? Eric Rodarti's going to have to dial up something at the half. In the meantime, the Hillmen now have to match yet another touchdown just to stay within 1 score.
All right, so Stuck and company ready to go. Split backs behind. It's going to be a delayed handoff going to Bishop over the far side. He's got Mater out there with a good block. Bradley able to push his way up across the 25-yard line. Let's see where they put him down officially. Brought down by Colby Green following a 6-yard gain. So 2nd down and 4 upcoming for the Hillmen. I want to give a quick shout out to both huge crowds out here. This one's still got to be close to a sellout. The Placer visitor side is absolutely packed, and it looks like we're about 5-6 packed here at Lincoln on their senior night. Stuck and company ready to go. 2nd down and 4, split back look again. Handed off to Grossman, trying to get those legs moving. He does.
Got the 1st down, I think.
Gets the 5-yard gain and a 1st down out to the 31-yard line. You got to keep going to it, Dave. Look, I mean, not having Marshall Chapman in the game does make a difference. I mean, he's one of the elite backs in the Sac Joaquin section, but you got another one, thankfully, in the form of Grossman.
Right, you've got those 2 backs, and again, Jesse Wiggum on any other year would be starting, so it's not like you're getting in very much drop-off here. You just got to continue to play Placer-Hillman football.
And you know they will. 1st and 10 from the 31, ball on the far hash, Stuck with a 3-step drop, hits it out here to O'Neill, makes the catch at the 36-yard line, and takes it up to the 39. So a gain of 8 there for O'Neill.
There's a flag on the play, and it's going to be holding against the Hillmen.
A lot of penalties early on here
I think
tonight.
they might have got Lewis Fudge on that one because he was kind of looking like, what? I held? No, I don't think I held. But that's going to back him up now. So instead of having that 1st down or near 1st down yardage and manageable, they're going to go the other way by a dime.
Ah, interesting. Okay.
And so that's going to bring up, what, 2nd and 20? Oh, 1st and 20. Okay.
1st and 20, ball at the 21-yard line of the Hillmen. Single receiver up top remains O'Neill. Stuck and company ready to go. Handed off to Bishop, trying to find some room over left guard. He's able to grind it out for a couple and no more. Met there by the entire Lincoln line. Once again in on that tackle, big Gabino Rodriguez, a gain of 1 for Brad.
I like the way they carried out the fakes, though. Both Wiggum and Mikey Stuck carried that fake out to about the 35-yard line. He stayed with it. 6:11 clock continues to roll. The Hillmen must pretty much score on this drive to keep it within a touch because they will get the ball back first in quarter number 3.
All right, Brad Bishop down on the field, grasping at his ankle right now, and the trainer's going to go up there and take a look at him. Coach Montoya out on the field with Brad as well, and let's just keep it here for a moment. We don't want to take too long of a break if he's going to get up. I mean, there was a lot of different players and, you know, kind of that wave of getting rolled under perhaps for Bradley, but he is sitting there assisted up by the Hillman trainer. Little ginger with that right ankle is Brad Bishop. Kind of leaning on his left side, taking a moment to gather himself. Lewis Fudge now over there to give him a little pat on the back and check on his buddy. And Fudge is going to help the trainer escort Bishop off the field, being very ginger with that right ankle. So a little trouble there for the wingback, Brad Bishop, who's a key part of this offense. He had a huge week last week, 112 yards and 2 touchdowns in the game. So we're going to get a chance to see some other players. You know, you've got the Jesse Jordans, the Drew Vincents, and players like
Jacob Mason. Yeah, and even Ryan Arnell could come in and get some time at halfback today.
So Maldonado's actually going to check in initially here as the wingback, with Grossman there as the fullback. And no other changes for the Hillmen.
So they're going to go in senior. They're going to go with the senior Jorge Maldonado here rather than one of the junior backups.
O'Neill checks back in at receiver. So you do have fast scat backs, if you will, with Maldonado and Wiggum. They're going to set up with Grossman as the single back in the backfield. Stuck's going to take a 7-step drop. He's got time. He's going to pop out here to the near side. And the catch is made up to the 31-yard line by
Jesse
O'Neill.
Oh, it was to O'Neill.
Yeah. So Cyrus O'Neill able to pick it up from the 22 out to the 32. So a gain of 10 makes it a much more manageable 3rd down upcoming here for the Placer Hillmen. 3rd and 9.
Yeah, it's still a 3rd and long here for the Hillmen, and it's in this spot in the field that you don't want to go for it. They're going to have to kick it away if they don't make it here. So you better come up with a really good 3rd and 9 play. You get 8.5, 9.
You could think about it.
Right.
All right, Grossman the lone back behind Stuck. Michael's going to take a 5-step drop, look to the far side. He's got it out there to O'Neal, but O'Neal's going to be pushed out of bounds a little bit shy of the first down. And a good job on defense there. Number 17, Joey Brown, able to push Cyrus out just a yard shy.
So he gets a pickup of 8 on that one. Good throw, though. Mike rolled out to that side of the field, set his feet. Cyrus made a good hard cut to the outside. Just couldn't get the ball and cut up the field. Now, do you go for it here or not? It looks like the Hillmen are going to go for it.
Look, you've got an athlete the size of Hans Grossman, 6'3" and 220. You got to have a play drawn up here for a 4th and 1 that he can complete. And now Stuck barking, trying to get Lincoln to jump a little bit.
They jumped again, and they didn't call it.
Oh, Joey's losing his mind. He called a timeout on the far side because Lincoln did jump, and the referees didn't call it.
Yeah.
Boy, some home cooking going on here with these officials tonight. Placer has, what, 7 penalties, 6 penalties called on him. Lincoln, we've seen 2 to 3 overt ones that haven't been called.
Yeah, well, you know, that's what happens when you get in a rivalry game, and when you play on your home field, sometimes that happens. The crowd noise can be a little intimidating to some of these referees, but yeah, they've jumped twice now and haven't been called on it. But again, still got time to make this thing work. Joey's going to go over there and he's going to have a discussion. And now the question is, will they go for it coming out of this timeout? They burned 2 here in the first half. And they really would like to continue this drive and get some more points on the board, again, knowing they'll get the ball back first in quarter number 3.
Score's starting to trickle in. Folsom leading Del Oro 6-0 in Loomis first quarter. Rio Linda out in front of Nevada Union and Grass Valley 7-zip in the first quarter. Granite Bay leading Rockland 7-3. That game already in the second quarter. Here it's a 4th down and basically 1 complete yard, 3 feet if you will. Hillman will stay out there and continue to go. I guess Joey just wanted to be able to tell the referees he did not like the non-call. So Stuck and company ready to go. You know they're going to break it out fast. I'd expect it to go to Grossman. We'll see. Christensen has the ball in hand. He's going to snap to Stuck. It's going to be a handoff to Maldonado with Hans there to block. Jorge is able to push his way up. It's going to depend on the spot. Very, very close.
Good tackle.
Very close. Number 77, Jet Hanley in on the tackle, but I think he crept it up to at least the point where it's going to be measured.
Well, right where they're marking the football right now, I would say they've got it.
Yep,
yeah, they
down.
gave it to him.
So he did get the full yard, maybe even a yard and a quarter, and it is a first down for the Hillmen, a critical first down. We'll mark that mentally with 4:29 left in the second.
You see the way Jorge hit that corner? He was going full speed. And I'm going to give it up to these Lincoln defensive kids. They are popping. There is no doubt they are ready for this game, just like the Hillmen thought that they were, at least listening yesterday. But I'd say right now, Lincoln is definitely out-hitting Placer.
All right, ball at the 41-yard line on the far hash. Hillman moving from left to right, Stuck back under center. It's going to be a handoff to Grossman, going to the left side. Hans finally has some room to the 50 and into Lincoln territory, taking it down to the 41-yard line. No, the 40-yard line goes Grossman. So that's going to be a 19-yard gain on his first chance to get through that initial line contact and find some room, and he does what Hans does. That is drag a defender with him as he goes out there.
Yeah, well, once the big man got out there into that secondary, you're thinking, who's going to really want to come up and stop that? 19-yard gain. They got him from behind. Nobody faced up on him to try to match him up. They had to drag him down from behind.
First and 10, Hillman, ball at the 40-yard line of the Zebras on the far hash. Fake it to Hans. Stuck pulls it down, now throws it out to the near side.
Bishop's back.
And Bishop's back in the game, and Brad with making some noise, taking it inside the 25-yard line and all the way down to the 23 is Brad Bishop. So that's going to be a gain of 17 yards. We'd have a flag on the play.
On the play. Every time we touch the football, it seems the flag comes out. Just hold off on that 17. The legal shift against the Hillmen.
Oh, boy.
So that takes that play completely off the board.
Why
they get nothing out of it? And that flag's all the way back there at the 42, 43-yard line.
Boy, that's a tough break there. One thing we will say, we're both very happy to see Brad Bishop back in there. Yeah. That's for darn sure.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that just wasn't a little leg cramp or just like one of those where you step sideways and your foot rolls over. It's not really a sprained ankle, but it's one of those you have to hop around on it for a couple minutes before it finally gets the circulation back.
So following the penalty, now 1st and 15 for the Hillmen. Ball at their 45-yard line of the Zebras. Howes is in there at receiver as Stuck breaks the huddle. Split backs behind. And it's going to be a reverse going to Bishop over the far side, and Brad able to push his way over for about a 4-yard gain. Tackle on the play made by Grady Manley, the big linebacker.
So you have most of that penalty yardage back now to bring up a 2nd and 10, and it gives you, a complete look at your playbook. 3:21. You want to suck a little bit more time off of this clock and hopefully get into the end zone. Again, Hillman will get the ball to start quarter number 3, and that's just the way they like to draw it up. Score late, get the ball back, and score again. We'll see what they can do.
So second down, 10, 10.5 here for the Hillmen. Stuck breaks the huddle. Now he's back under center. Michael takes a 7-step drop. He's got time to get some arm underneath this. The defender falls down, but the ball falls to the turf. No flag either way. O'Neal not able to make the catch. Yep, that's what it looked like too in real time.
Yeah, and Mike was getting pressured too, boy. As soon as he let that ball go, I think he got hit. So that thing floated just a little bit on him. If he'd been able to actually step into and get that ball away from before the pressure got there, might have been a different story. But O'Neal, stride for stride, and both guys go down. Good no call.
So third down and a long 10 upcoming here for the Hillmen. Big play again, Dave. You don't want to give Lincoln back the ball, trailing by 2 touchdowns.
Now you get 5 or 6 yards here. It's 4th and go territory down here in Lincoln territory. You can't give them the football back with 2:55 on the clock the way they've been moving against the defense.
Stuck, ready to go. Fake it to Grossman, now handed to Bishop across the far side. Good block out there by Mater. Bishop makes it work, gets the first down and more. Taking it down inside the 30-yard line, finally pushed out of bounds at the 28. So a big gain of 12, 13 yards there for Brad Bishop, and a first down for the Hillmen. We'll give him 13.
And that's what the doctor ordered. You had to get that one. Another flag on the play, however.
Joey's got his arms up, and he is not happy.
So you're not sure what they're going to call on the far side of the field over there. And the Hillmen just, they're being snake bit by calls tonight. And what's it going to be this time? Personal foul against the Hillmen. Is it a dead ball foul? Was it after the play? Did they get the first down, or are they going to back it up and take the play off the board? That's the big question.
Well,
so far it hasn't been a pretty night flag-wise for the Hillmen. Where did the flag come in? Was it a dead ball play? Personal foul against the Hillmen, but it is a first down. So you're going to give him the gain.
Yeah.
But then you take it off the board. So does he get the yardage on that? I guess he does.
Yeah, he does.
So Bishop gets the 13, post-possession penalty, drags it back, but it is a first down. So it's a post-possession play. Sorry.
What an odd sequence that was. Let's reset where the ball is. It's at the 43-yard line of the Zebras on the far hash. Plassler has it, 1st and 10.
And again, trailing by 2 touchdowns at 35-21.
So you got to shake off this adversity and the lack of penalties on Lincoln and just keep doing what you do. Hand it off to Grossman. Here goes Grossman out towards into clear territory, taking it from the 43 all the way down inside the 20-yard line. Great job of running by Hans, tackled down at the 18-yard line. So that's going to be a gain of 25 big yards for the big fullback, just what the doctor ordered.
Yeah, got to have something out of Hans tonight. He's going to have to step up. And I'm interested to see how Lincoln stands up. They've used a lot of energy in this first half. They've used a lot of adrenaline in this first half. They're going to sit down at the half and think, we're doing pretty good against this Placer team, but are they going to be able to sustain this for another 2 quarters? And on the other side, Placer's first team, who's not seen much action into the third quarter, what kind of legs are they going to have late?
1st and 10 for the Hillmen at the Zebra 18. Ball on the far hash. A 2-receiver look here for Stuck. You got O'Neal on the near side, and then Brad Bishop in the slot. Michael is going to fake the handoff to Grossman and throw it out here to Bishop. Bishop's got room inside the 10, 5, and tackled down near the 3-yard line.
Sorry to step on your part, but Cyrus O'Neal threw a great block right down there.
Well, Brad Bishop running very hard. It's going to be either 13 or 14. We'll give him 14 yards on that play and a 1st and goal for the Hillmen down at the 3.5-yard line of the Lincoln Zebras. Now, Dave, here, things start to set up a little more Placer's way. You run the ball, the clock's running, ticking down towards 2 minutes, knowing you get it back in the second half. Strategy coming into play here on both sides, I'm sure.
And the clock started this drive at 7:38. It's getting ready to roll inside at 2 minutes, so very well done by the Hillman offense.
Handed off to Brad Bishop, going to the left side and into the end zone. Touchdown, Hillman! Brad Bishop takes it over left tackle and in for the Placer score. Big high five with his teammates. And Placer gets this thing a little closer, 35-27, 2:02 left here in the first quarter. Brad came to play.
Yeah, Brad, we knew that yesterday. Just listening to him on that interview yesterday afternoon, he was ready for this game. Little ankle ding's not going to stop him, and maybe a couple of personal fouls not going to stop him. You get 2, that'll stop him.
Yeah, yes, it will.
You can't pick up that second one.
No, and we'd like to see him in the playoffs. Good snap. This kick is going to be close, just inside the left upright. So 35-27. No, we got a penalty. Let's keep it here. Penalty flag after the kick. Let's get this straightened out first. I think it might be on the Zebras.
What?
Personal foul
against the Zebras
on Lincoln.
Wow.
PAT is good. That's on Grady Manley. So 35-28 our score. We'll take a break. It's 2:02 left in the second quarter here on KAHI.
This is Brad Bishop, class of 2019, running back, linebacker, and you're listening to Friday Night Football in the Foothills on KAHI.
12 plays, 80 yards, 5 minutes, 36 seconds, one of the longer drives of the year. And right when they needed to eat some clock against a team that's given them fits on the offensive side of the ball, the Hillmen finally get that drive going. And, of course, Brad Bishop key on that thing. Also, 3 good catches, 14 yards in the air for Brad, a 10 and an 8 to Cyrus O'Neal, really setting that drive up well for the Hillmen. And, oh, by the way, we're kicking it off from the 45 of the other guys.
And Alex Bond's just going to pounce this one all the way near the uprights. Boy, in fact, he got it over the upright. Field goal. Count it.
Did it go through?
Yeah, it did.
You know what
Hit
that
the
would be in
count,
Canadian football, don't you?
Exactly.
That'd be a rouge. We get a point on that.
Oh, I love that. So, anyway, we can't. It's not a score for Placer, but 35-28, Lincoln will get the ball at their own 20-yard line, leading 35-28 with 2:02 left in this first half.
I'm still looking for that DO score. Still just 6-0, huh?
Yeah, we'll get it here in a moment. Tarek Ansari back at KAHI Studios will get you all caught up on everything going on, World Series, NBA, and, of course, high school football scores from around the Sac Joaquin section.
So here come the Lincoln Zebras. They're up 35-28. They've got 2 minutes, and they've been moving the ball rather well. So with 2:02 on the clock, what can they get done?
All right, if I'm not mistaken, Lincoln has all 3 timeouts. Here's Turner.
Looks
Takes
one way,
the snap.
comes back the other
The
way.
high pass is caught
Look
by the
out.
receiver. And boy, he's
He's
got
gone.
some room, and he's quick. See if
Get
we
him,
can
Jesse.
catch
Come
him
on,
as he gets
Jesse.
into Hillman territory.
Oh,
And
he
boy,
did
he
pull
just
it
keeps
down.
going, cuts back to the near side, and continuing to head down towards the end zone is Rounds. Rounds is going to have an 80-yard touchdown off the arm of Tommy Turner. Touchdown Zebras. Boy, Wiggum had a chance to get him. Rounds kind of cut back, little wiggle move back to the near side of the field and took it in. So one play, 80 yards, touchdown Zebras, 41-28 our new score.
Well, Placer's going to have their work cut out for them again. Now they got 1:44. Can they push it the other way? That play was just a simple play. He looked to the near side of the field, spun back to the outside, hit his receiver on a wide receiver screen, and there was just no tackling over there. Got to say, the tackling has been kind of shoddy tonight. Yeah, these guys are quick, but they're small. You should be able to knock them down. Nobody's wrapping. They're all trying to grab and push. You got to wrap. You got to drop down and get them around the thighs. You got to get them around the ankles, and none of that's happening right now. And the Hillmen looking at some adversity.
That they are. Wooley's going to kick it up.
I think he missed that.
Creep it just inside the right upright. So 42-28 our score, 1:44 left here in the first half on Friday Night Football in the Foothills.
This is Marshall Chapman, class of 2019 running back, and you're listening to Friday Night Football in Foothills on KAHI.
One play, 80 yards, 18 seconds off the clock. What does that mean? That means Placer gets the ball back, trailing 42-28, but with 1:44 on the clock.
And 1 timeout remaining. So O'Neal and Maldonado back there deep to field this kick off the leg of Woolley. And since we didn't have time last time, this kickoff brought to you by Auburn Trophies and more. Check them out at auburnTrophies.com. Maldonado takes it as 5 out across 10, 15, then wiggled out of bounds shy of the 20-yard line, maybe right at the 20 they'll give it to him. I think he's going to be up around the 18-yard line. 19-yard line we'll call it. Placer takes over with $1:38 left here in this first half, trailing by 2 touchdowns. 42-28 our score. The Hillmen 1 timeout remaining.
And really looking at it, Placer's had no answer for this offense run by the Lincoln Zebras tonight. Give credit to the Zebra coaches, knowing that Placer's been susceptible to the passing game in the last few years, and they've just mixed it up really well with the run straight ahead for a couple of good drives, and then they get it on the outside to these quick receivers, get them in space, shoddy tackling, see what happens.
All right, Stuck and company ready to go, and that's going to go to Brad Bishop, and Bishop takes it up to the 20-yard line from the 18. So a gain of 2 for Brad, bringing up 2nd down and 8.
1:24-23, clock continues to roll here. Placer would, you'd think they try to get something down the field. We've seen them do it before.
Well, they're moving quickly. Grossman, the lone back behind Stuck, takes the 3-step drop, throws it out here to the near side, caught by O'Neal. He's got to push their way towards the sideline.
No, he did not get out.
And I don't think he did get out of bounds.
Oh, they're going to call it now. This is the referee coming in. Oh, first down. They're going to stop it on the first down.
Okay, so a gain of 10 yards there pushes it up to the 30-yard line, and Placer has a first down.
And now you got 1:05 on the clock. And again, here we are thinking maybe if they can just stop Lincoln and go in just trailing by a touchdown, make something happen in the third quarter. Now it looks like a They got to get something really going now.
Stuck's going to get a chance to throw again. Takes a 3-step drop, caught by Lewis Fudge up near midfield. Call that timeout. That's a 20-yard gain there by Lewis Fudge. Placer still has one timeout. They will stop the clock while they reset, but that's a great play there by Lewis.
Yeah, and that's what they needed, something down the field. They got to go back to it again right here. And they clock it.
Okay, so Placer spikes the ball. It'll be 2nd down and 10 upcoming at the Hillman 49-yard line. Placer looking to put this one in there and try and just trail by 7 in probably the most exciting first half we've seen since the game against Salinas or against Crenshaw in terms of just fan and watchability.
Right, exactly. And with a packed crowd on the other side, a packed crowd on the home side, it's just it's a good atmosphere on a Friday night. You got to love it. Now you got a timeout on the field. The Zebras take one of theirs.
Well, let me take this moment to give a shout out to the birthday boy, Placer center, Kyle Christensen.
Happy birthday, Kyle.
17th, young man.
Wow.
Just 17 years old, Dave. I've stood next to him. Oh, my goodness.
Well, any of those linemen on Placer, they're not small fellas.
That's right. So we'll take a quick look at scores here while we've got a moment. Tarek Ansari will get you everything here at half. But let's take a look at some of tonight's feature games. And we've got Folsom leading Del Oro 12-zip. That game's still in the first quarter. Rio Linda leading Nevada Union in Grass Valley 8-7 the score there. Granite Bay leading Rockland 7-3 in the second quarter. And just kind of waiting for other scores to continue to roll in. Center and Colfax tied up at 7 apiece up at Colfax. And we've got, let's see, Sheldon blowing out Franklin 49-0. Indercombe is going to be a tough playoff out for anybody that sees them. 16-0 over Roseville. That game in the first quarter of play as well.
Well, you know, if you look at this score right now, the other score that's really important tonight is that Nevada Union Rio Linda score. Because should the Zebras go on to pull off this upset, and should Nevada Union pull the upset on Rio Linda, we drop down to D4.
Well, I think Placer
I pity the fools in D4.
I certainly would as well. Placer will take it either way, and they'd rather just win this Foothill Valley League championship outright. Still plenty of time to determine if that's going to happen. Michael with the 7-step drop. He's got time. Throws it out here to the near side. The catch is made into Zebra territory by Jesse Wiggum, taking it from the Hillman 49 up to into the Lincoln territory. The ball's going to be put down at the 46-yard line. So a gain of 5 yards and a 3rd down and 5 upcoming here.
Well, the 3rd and 5 doesn't really what matters. Yeah, you got to get this in the fresh set of downs because you don't want to give them the ball back. But this is probably 4th and go territory. If not, punt it and try to get it down deep. It's so explosive, this Lincoln Zebra offense.
Split backs behind Michael. He's going to throw again. Takes that 7-step drop. Throws it out to the far side. Great catch made there by the Hillman at the 30-yard line.
Ian House, welcome to the ball game.
Ian House upended after he caught the ball too, but he takes it all the way down to the 25. That's going to be a gain of 19 yards and a 1st down for the Hillman with 36 seconds left. Stuck and company already up at the line and ready to go as soon as the referees place the ball down. Grossman the single back behind. House up there up top, and Michael will clock it. Great catch. He got hit by 3 secondary players, held onto the ball. This turf is not soft. That's a great man-up play by Ian House.
Yeah, Ian House had to have that catch right there. I mean, that was critical that he make that catch, and he did it in, with a group around him, managed to get the hands out, pull that thing in. They had an opportunity to knock it away, and he just outfought to the ball. Good hand fighting, way to use those strong hands to hold on to that football.
All right, Stuck ready to go again. He's going to be able to throw it. Michael's going to go back to the far side.
And there's that screen pass we've been looking for
to Lewis
forever.
Fudge, and Fudge is going to have it close to 1st down territory as well.
Yeah, but they got to get the clock stopped. And why is the clock being stopped? Oh, did they have a timeout left?
Placer had 1 left.
Okay, well, they just burned it.
It's going to be close to the 1st down. I mean, it's right there at the line. They may even measure this during the timeout.
So he's at the 36.
Yeah, now it's down there. It looks like right around the,
what is that, the 16-yard line? Yeah, I think that they got it on the 16, so he's going to be short about a yard.
Yep, taking it from the 26 to just inside the 16, right between the 17 and 16.
So we get a 9-yard pickup on that.
Yeah, we bring up a 3rd, very short here, but Placer's got to be thinking throwing in the end zone, using that last time out with 23 seconds left here in the first half. Trailing by 2 touchdowns, but knowing if you could punch it in here, you get it back to start the second half, and it could be a whole brand new ball game.
And 3 may not be out of the realm of possibility here. If they get stalled on this next couple of plays, they may just kick the 3, because going in 42-31 is far better than going down 3 touches.
There's no win, so Rhodey's going to have a chance to get a hard leg on it if that's what they decide to do. or even Vaughn. We'll have to wait and
Well,
see.
you got
what
no
they decide to do.
timeouts now, so you basically have to go to the air. Anything inside the field of play, it's going to be nearly impossible to get this thing clocked in the amount of time they need.
So stuck under center, ready to go. Hand it off to Grossman, go over the left side. Hans breaks inside the 10, 5, pushes his way towards the end zone. Touchdown, Hillman. Hans Grossman puts it in, and Placer now just trails 42-34. That's exactly what they needed headed to half. You depend on your beefy back, and he takes it in. Big time touchdown run of 17 yards for Hans.
17 for Big Hans on that one to pull him back within a score. I got you, Dave. Dave Lawrenson, the band leader for Placer, on the home side tonight, right below us. He's looking for high fives, not getting them from any of the Lincoln people. I got you back, D. Don't worry about that.
Huge play there. Placer gets this thing back within 7, although we got to wait and see here. We got a flag.
They got a whistle before the play got snapped.
Boy, I mean, this Hillman offense, encroachment, so Placer probably will decline it and just kick it over again, let Brody tack it through. It literally shifts the entire momentum of this game, that particular drive right there, folks. If you're listening at home, of course. It's going to be a 7-point game if Brody can tack it through. Placer gets the ball to start the second half. And look, you can go in the locker room and yell at your defense all you want, but the bottom line is this offense comes to play every single Friday night. They average 55.6 points per game, and they're on the way to going well past that, although Brody
snuck it in.
Snuck it inside.
Wow, I thought that was going to go outside.
Right.
Is that thing wobbling? Did he hit that?
Oh, my, let me see.
Maybe not.
No,
boy, it was close.
We're talking millimeters, and we'll just keep it here with 17 seconds left before we get to halftime. Boy, this is an enjoyable football game. Dave, you talk about a value for your dollar when you come out to a Sac Joaquin section football game. This is where it's at tonight, the epicenter of the football world here.
77 points and a half? Are you kidding me?
Goodness.
And Lincoln's still got 18 seconds to work with. And that double reverse thing they've been doing on the kickoff, you know, I'd be worried about this. If I'm Placer, I'm bumping this thing down around the 40-yard line on the ground.
I couldn't agree more. I'm squibbing
Don't
this
be
for
kicking
sure.
that thing deep. Not at all. So 42-35. Lincoln with 17.6 to go in the half, and Hillman will get the ball first in quarter number 3.
Rody's going to handle the kickoff duties. We know Bond can bomb him as well. But Zach has done a fantastic job with PATs and kickoffs this season. He's ready to go. That Hillman touchdown was brought to you by the man cave, 923 Lincoln Way in Auburn. Lincoln's up back is going to field it right there at the 32-yard line. So the Zebras with 16 seconds left, and I believe 2 timeouts, will have a chance to try and throw this thing downfield. Look, not a specific prevent defense, but you keep those corners and safeties back there. I do not want to see something burst past them here. Considering the momentum shift that we just saw.
Well, and the way they get off the ball so quickly. Now look at the defense, the way it's set up. They've got Ian House, they've got Jesse Wiggum, they've got Dakin, and everybody back deep. So if you're going to throw it, you're going to have to throw it in front. But as shifty as these guys are that are catching the ball, it doesn't guarantee you're going to stop them before they get good yardage.
And you keep Laquana Scott up just behind the 4-man front for the Hillman. He's got Garza to his right.
They're looking like they're going to victory formation here.
Yeah, it looks like the Zebras might just take the knee and run out this half. Watch that fake, though.
Yeah.
And Turner does, in fact, run it out. Okay. Well, folks, that is an epic half of football you just heard right here. And I can't believe we got another one to go. 42-35, the Lincoln Zebras leading the Placer Hillman. Friday Night Football in the Foothills. Casey and Dave with you here live from Lincoln on KAHI. Welcome back to Lincoln, California. Casey Freelove, Dave Rosenthal with you here at what will go down as one of the great games in the Sac Joaquin section play during the 2018 regular season. The Lincoln Zebras leading the Placer Hillman 42-35. I was just telling you off air, Park, if I wasn't here calling it, I'd like to be here sitting and watching it. Ready to go here. Teed up and kicked off by Woolley. Placer moving from left to right here in this third quarter. Fielded by O'Neill at his 1 yard line. Takes it out across the 10, 15, 20. Out to the 25. Still moving those legs to the 30. Trying to find a lane back to the inside before he's brought down at roughly the 32 yard line. Good job of hard running by Cyrus O'Neill, giving the Hillmen great field position to start this second half with 11:50 left on the clock and moving from left to right.
Yeah, Michael Stuck having a really good night tonight. I've got him 10 of 10 for 132 yards, some big catches by Cyrus O'Neill, and a huge catch by Lewis Fudge towards the tail end of quarter number 2. Let's see what the Hillmen come out. Are they going to come out and try to ball control this thing, eat some clock and move it down the field, or are they going to go quick strike?
Grossman and Wiggum in the backfield. Fake it to Hans, give it to Brad Bishop, looking for room over the left side, and ball comes out. Let's see if Placer was able to jump back on that. Boy, Lincoln signaling that it's theirs, and it might be. I think Bishop may have fumbled the ball, and the Zebras do emerge from the pile with it. Oh, just what you can't do when you've got the momentum and the ball to start the second half. Bishop fumbles it, and now the Zebras in business right there at the original line of scrimmage at the 32.
Unbelievable. So you come out, you're wanting to do good things, maybe trying a little bit too hard on that first play, and you fumble it over to the Zebras, who've shown they can put the ball in the end zone. And here comes Lincoln.
Pressure on this Placer defense. Bend but don't break's been the theme of this season. They certainly need to come out here fired up and playing hard. Showing that four-man front. Basically all our starters back out there. Same ones we outlined for you in the first quarter. Save for Mitchell Moore, who now is in here for coverage purposes. Turner with an empty backfield. Trips to the near side. Takes the snap. Now he's going to look to throw it out there. The Placer defense finally gets in there and drops them to the turf. Colton McElroy and Chandler Dakin split that sack, dropping them all the way back at the 37-yard line. So a loss of 5 yards there. Great job, and we have not seen much blitzing tonight. It worked.
Yeah, it worked that time, and they did get some pressure. Maybe that's what they noticed when they were watching first half film at the half. How are we going to get some pressure on this guy? What are we going to do to get to him?
Turner ready to go again in the pistol. And now we've got a whistle.
The Hillmen are pointing at Lincoln saying that they moved first, and
false
it is
start.
going to be a false start. I'm watching Lincoln, and keep an eye on this with those glasses on. They have a tendency to do that Del Oro lean when they come up to the football. Not everybody can pull it off, or not Del Oro, but De La Salle lean.
Yes.
They'll get down and they'll get to that 3-point. They'll kind of be almost looking like they're in motion before that ball is snapped.
So now it's going to be a second down and 20. Ball at the Hillman 42-yard line on the far hash. Lincoln moving from right to left as quarterback Tommy Turner looks over to the near side to get the play. And they show yet another different look here with a double slot look on the near side. Turner with the back flank to his left. Now they're going to motion a receiver from the far side. That's Harry Rounds looking to find an edge, and the Hillman defense is there to stand him up and drag him down. Once again, Mitchell Moore in there, Chandler Dakin as well. Great job of stopping that play.
Evan Robinson was the man at the bottom of that pile. He just came along from that position on the outside, chased that thing down, dove between 3 bodies and grabbed him around the ankles and calves the way you're supposed to do a tackle.
So that's another big loss for them. Moving back from the 42 to the 47, or excuse me, the 46. So a 4-yard loss, 3rd and forever now for Tommy Turner. Oh boy, and the pass coverage broke down. He had a receiver, Seth Sampson, right there ready to go, but unable to get it in there was Turner, and Lincoln will be forced to punt. Well, bend but don't break, Dave.
There you go. There's the first stop, really, for the Hillmen tonight, and they did it with a good pass rush that time, good tackling by Evan Robinson, and getting away with one because Maldonado got beat. It was Jesse Wiggum out there by himself waiting to see if he was going to catch the ball. Just a bad pass by Tommy Turner.
Yeah, thank you for correcting me. I had Mitchell Moore, but you're correct. Number 52, Evan Robinson, doing a great job. The entire Hillman D. Chandler Dakin fired up down there as well, getting in on 2 big losses. And now Lincoln will, in fact, have to punt it from their side of the field at the 40-yard line. Dakin awaits the punt at the 10. It will take a Placer bounce. Actually kind of just almost died down there. It wiggles down to the 10. So the Hillmen will have it with 90 yards in front of them to try and tie up this game. 42-35. Placer trailing 10-15.
Why is the clock running? It shouldn't be running.
On the change of possession? Okay,
No,
so it should be 10-15 on the clock. 10-11 showing here. Placer with the ball on the far hash, moving from left to right. Stuck in company, catching a little bit of a break there as the defense was able to hold. But my goodness, Placer's got some work to do here in the second half.
Well, no harm, no foul other than field position. So instead of starting out near the 20-21 yard line, they're back at their own 10.
Handed off to Grossman, trying to find some room over the left side, and he doesn't get much. He might have picked up a yard or two. Let's wait and see where they put it down. They will give him 2 out to the 12-yard line. Second down and 8 upcoming. Again, credit that big defensive line from Lincoln. They've done a good job of kind of standing up the Placer-Hillman offensive line in a way that we've not seen yet this season.
Yeah, and let's see if they can keep it up again for a whole second half of football. Not many teams have been able to stand up to it, and Placer is very well conditioned.
Split backs, Wiggum and Grossman behind, handed off to Wiggum, coming across the near side, and Wiggum's got some room as he breaks into the secondary out to the 25-30,
nice move.
35-40, still moving those feet into Lincoln territory.
Jesse,
he goes down to the 40, inside the 40, down inside the 30-yard line. Wiggum with a massive gain, a field position changing gain for Wiggum, taking it 58 yards. Let's see, from the 12 all the way down to the 27-yard line of Lincoln. So that is going to be, 59 yards for Jesse Wiggum on his best play of the night, maybe his best play of the year.
Well, and especially good when he got out to about the 40-yard line. There was somebody coming up. He made an inside move, then he cut it back to the outside, then back to the inside. So he put a couple moves on to get him some extra yardage, and as he was going down, you heard me say, hold on to that ball, wrap that thing up, because when the guys are coming from behind, you never know where they are, and somebody could punch that thing out. He ran so far so fast, the chain crew is just finally catching up to mark the football.
That's the reason why we got the delay here, because Stuck and company are ready to go. As we talked about on the show, 4 seconds between breaking the huddle and snapping the ball is their average in 2018. Here we go. Split backs behind Michael. He's going to fake a handoff to Grossman, give it to Bishop across the far side. Good block by Mater. And Brad able to take it inside the 25-yard line, pushed out of bounds around the 23-yard line, pushed out by number 17, Joey Brown. He takes it down to the 21-yard line, gain of 6. Will bring up second down and 4 for the Hill.
Now, got to give Bishop the ball, get him back on the horse after that last fumble. So let's give Brad the football, see what he can do with it right there. And he picked up a nice 6-yard gain as the Hillmen starting to move the football now.
Can you withstand this offensive line beef? 3 Division I bound players on the Hillman line. If you count Fudge at tight end, give it to Wiggum going over the right side. Jesse's got some room, taking it down to the 15-yard line. Another 6-yard gain and another first down for the Hillmen. And now we've got a Lincoln Zebra down on the field, writhing in pain.
Let's see who that is for Lincoln.
87 Gabino Rodriguez, the big 6'4", 260-pound nose tackle. One of the players to watch on the Zebra D. He is down and he is hurting as the training crew comes out to take a look. We'll take a 30-second break. 42-35. Lincoln leading Placer with 9:10 left in the third quarter.
This is Lewis Fudge, class of 2019, tight end, and you're listening to Friday Night Football in the Foothills on KAHI.
Okay, welcome back. Following the injury timeout, Rodriguez exits the contest. Placer with the ball, 1st and 10 from the Zebra 15-yard line. Ball on the far hash. Hillman moving from left to right here and looking to tie this football game up possibly. Here is the snap, and it's a handoff to Bishop going across the far side. Good blocking out there, 10-5, touchdown Hillman. Brad Bishop from 15 yards out makes it 42-41. 1 extra point away from tying this bad boy up, and Brad running like a madman out there.
Well, Brad, as we said from the top of the broadcast, has been ready for this game for a couple days now.
Do we have a flag out there now? I do see some pink. I did not notice that on the play, and it's going to be a hold against the Hillmen, wiping off the board. Boy, that one is hard to see with the contrast on the field. It's kind of a weak pink, and I apologize for that. I got very excited as Brad had no trouble running it 15 yards in. Instead, Placer backed up 10, and now they'll have to do it as the ball is put down at the 23-yard line. So give him 2 on that, Dave.
All right, so give him a 2-yard carry, and 2 yards into that play, somebody grabs somebody.
I forget that we're still in the month of October. With the pink flags. Those pink flags are very confusing when you're used to watching yellow. Okay, so Placer up and ready to go here. Stuck under center. Fake it to Grossman and give it to Jesse Wiggum, who bursts out and gets into the secondary, takes it all the way down inside the 10-yard line, down to roughly the 8-yard line, and it will go from the 23 back, or excuse me, from the 15 down
15-yard
gainer. So, yeah, 15-yard gainer, and it will make it much more manageable here for Placer.
Well, Jesse's been the guy on this drive, 15 of 59 and a 6 to get them down where they are. But again, second down and manageable.
Yeah, the line
they've got, 4 to make?
Yeah, the line to make, 3.5, 4. Stuck and company ready to go. Michael under center, Grossman behind, and now a whistle blows it
We've
dead.
got an injured player over here, dropped to the ground before the play got off, and they're going to call it dead.
Number 19, Terrence Wright, the cornerback clutching at his right leg. That might be a cramp, Dave.
Yeah, and
Wait a
that
minute down.
Yeah, you drop like that, it's usually in cramp territory.
Ready to go here now. The ball at the 8-yard line. It's going to be a 2nd down and 3 for the Hillmen following the injury to the Lincoln Zebra. Now ready to go. Stuck at company. Break the huddle quickly. Split backs behind. Michael snaps it. Gives it to Hans Grossman. Going to the far side. Looking for room. Pushes his way inside the 5 and reaching down there to the 3-yard line is Hans Grossman. 5-yard gain. 1st and goal Hillmen.
All right, so the Hillmen get a 1st and goal as they try to tie this thing up here in quarter number 3.
I'd say you go right back there to the well. Hans looks like he's ready to go. I know this kid's wanted to play into the 4th quarter. He just hasn't been allowed to because Placer's had such big leads throughout the course of this season. O'Neal checks back in at wide receiver. Ready to go. Split backs behind, Stuck, handed off, going into the end zone. No, he's going to be tripped up at the 2-yard line is Jesse Wiggum, a gain of 1, and it will bring up a 2nd down and goal. Boy, the Hillmen did a good job of getting out there to block. A little bit slow getting up is Lewis Fudge. I think he got ran over a little bit by the Zebra line trying to make a block there.
Well, that time they went to Jesse and they thought they were going to get it over that right side, but good defense by Lincoln. Linebackers coming up and hitting him pretty hard and knocking him to the turf.
All right, so 2nd down and goal. Ball at the 2-yard line. Stuck under center. Handed off to Brad Bishop. Looking for room across the far side and set up that Grossman block. Pushing. Will the referee put the arms up? He's going to be just shy. Down inside the 1-yard line goes Brad Bishop. A 3rd down and goal upcoming from the far hash.
So give him 3 instead of the 4 that he needed on that one. But he was waiting for the block. Did you see how they strung it out?
Absolutely.
He was looking for the block, got the block, just couldn't get off of it quick enough to get in.
So 3rd down and goal now upcoming for the Hillmen from the 1-yard line. Plenty of room here to the near side, the wide side of the field, if they decide to do so. Lots of different options here, though, for this vaunted wing T. Looking to put it in here and perhaps tie this game up here early on in the 3rd quarter. Stuck, hands it off to Bishop, who walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Hillmen! Brad Bishop takes it over left guard, 42-41 our new score. 6:22 left here in the 3rd quarter. You can see the Auburn faithful across the way up on their feet and yelling as Placer's about to tie this bad boy up.
Well, let's hope that they can get this kick through. By the way, Jesse Wiggum, 9 carries, 143 yards on the night, including that huge 59-yard burst on this particular drive.
Well done by Wiggum. Doing a great job in there for Marshall Chapman. He'd be starting if Chapman wasn't such a stud, and a good combination of plays there for Placer. Let's see if they can finish it here with the extra point. Good snap, good hold, and Rhodey creeps it inside the left upright. Our new score, we got a tie ball game here, one of the section games of the year. 42 apiece, 6:22 left here in the 3rd quarter in Lincoln. It's Friday Night Football in the Foothills. Alex Bond ready to kick it off here, back deep for Lincoln, Lemus and Rounds. It's a good kick by Bond, and it's probably going to go into the end zone, and that will bring it out to the 20-yard line as it automatically does in high school football. Dave, how about that last drive?
9 plays, 90 yards, 3:49 on the clock. Key play was the Jesse Wiggum 59-yard burst. Jesse on the night, 9 carries, 143 yards, and he's got a couple of touchdowns already in this ball game.
That touchdown brought to you by the Man Cave. Check them out at 923 Lincoln Way. Thanks to owner Christopher Kirchner for sponsoring high school football. That last kickoff brought to you by Auburn Trophies and more. Check them out online at auburntrophies.com. The best in trophies. Hey, fantasy football season's about halfway through. You might need a big old one for later in the year.
How you doing?
I am not doing well. I am 3-4 on a wing and a prayer. I've had more points scored against me than pretty much the rest of the league. It's ugly.
My goodness.
Here, Turner ready to go. 2 receivers to the near side, single back behind. And now we're going to have a flag come out here before this drive even gets going.
So wait, Placer can, Lincoln can jump but not get the call. But Placer jumps and they throw the flag.
No, they're going to call a false start.
Okay, good. Because again, keep an eye on that movement. They are appearing to move almost every snap before the ball is snapped.
1st and 15, and I will keep an eye on that down there in the trenches. You cannot be doing that stuff. I'm telling you, if you move, you move. And the referees are calling it a little tighter, perhaps employed by Coach Montoya.
Here they go again.
All right, Turner ready to go. This time it's going to be a handoff going to number 8, and not much room there for Devin Coffer. Taking it from the 15-yard line and barely up to the 17. We'll give him 2 before the Hillman defense is there to meet him, including Micah Yoakum and Colton McElroy.
Now this is the part of the game where conditioning comes into play. The Hillman varsity ones have rarely played this late into a game other than Minogue. And of course, you've got a lot of guys going both ways for this Lincoln team. and they're going up against a pretty beefy-sized Placer team that's able to play most of their guys just one way. Colton McElroy goes both ways. Dakin will go both ways, but for the rest of them, you got some guys that should be well rested here in this third quarter.
Here's a snap, fake it to Rounds, now throw it here to the near side where the catch is made, and a good job of tackling by Jorge Maldonado. The reception made by Seth Sampson, but he's going to lose a couple of yards on that one.
Wow.
Back to the 15-yard line. Great job by Jorge. You know, one of my favorite interviews I've had this year is Jorge. Just looking at the passion in that young man's eyes when he talked about the brotherhood, talked about their fallen teammates, of course, Keller and Gaethjes, and just playing as a team and for this community, and he showed it here tonight.
Oh, he definitely played a great tackle that time. Got up and under, blew past the block, got under, knocked the guy's legs out from underneath of him, and made that stop.
Double slot look. No, they've got a stack look up top. Hillman showing a blitz. It's 3rd and 15. Turner back there in the pistol, and he's going to hand it off, and the Hillmen are there and not allowing anything to happen on that play. Good job of tackling there by Castillo and Dakin. No gain for number 8, Devin Coffer, and that is a great job by this Hillman defense 2 times here in the second half.
2 consecutive stops. We always talk about the number of stops. You cannot give the Hillman cracks at the end zone because you're not going to stop them, has been evidenced tonight. We've been stopped 1 time on our own.
Dakin's going to be awaiting the kick in great field position. He stands just inside of the midfield stripe at his own 48-yard line. Back in his end zone and waiting to kick it off, to punt it off is Bully. It is a good kick, and Dakin will signal for the fair catch smartly right there in the middle of the field at the 50-yard line. Boy, things have shifted here, a little quiet here in front of us on the Lincoln side as Placer takes over, looking to take their first lead of the contest. It's 42-42 with 4:26 left here. Dave, this is just so much darn fun.
Well, and as we've been talking about, how long can you live on adrenaline? How long can you take a pounding from that big offensive line? And then you've got to play both ways. The Placer defense fairly well rested because they don't play both ways, but Lincoln, on the other hand, having to use guys both directions.
Ready to go with Stuck now. Delayed handoff to Brad Bishop. Going to the left side, takes it into zebra territory. Nice stiff arm, picks up a first down. And finally chased out of bounds inside the 40-yard line to the 38. A 12-yard gain there by Bishop, who is playing his mind out tonight, as he told us he would yesterday on KAHI radio.
Are you getting the feeling that Placer's now starting to feel it a little bit here in the third quarter, realizing they've got this team on the ropes and they just really want to put the pound on them?
You can see a little confusion as the defense continues to look over here to the near side to the Zebras, and Placer's just out there methodically running this offense. They may know the plays, but it doesn't mean you can stop it. All right, here, this is going to be a handoff to Wiggum, and this time they do a good job of stopping it. Lead tackle in there by number 52, Nate Labrado, one to watch here, and that will be a gain of 1 yard down to the 37.
Yeah, Jesse's up to 144 now on the evening. Again, including that big 59-yard dash in that last drive that really set the Hillmen up for touchdown position.
2nd down and 9 with Placer moving from left to right in a tie ball game here as the clock ticks under 4 minutes. Stuck and company awaiting the play from the sideline. Ian House checks in for Cyrus O'Neal at receiver as Michael breaks the huddle. Again, split back look behind. It's going to be a delayed handoff to Maldonado with Mater out there to block. Using that block well is Jorge, taking it down near the 30-yard line. It's going to be close to a gain of 7, and in fact it will be. 7 yards of hard running there by Jorge Maldonado, who just played an inspired defensive
He played a great defensive series, and boy, has he looked good running the football. A couple sweeps, but both times he's really put the burst on the corner, giving his fellow running back, Nate Wiggum, a breather on that one. Jesse probably going to come back in for this play.
All right, so ready to go here are the Hillmen. It's going to be 3rd down and 3. And here is the handoff to Grossman, pushing his way forward, bounces off a tackle and pushes up near. I think he's going to be just shy.
No, I think they're going to, yeah, maybe a half a football. 4th down, they'll go for it here.
They certainly will, and it will be 4th down upcoming. Give him 2, needed 3, but as Dave mentioned, it's more like a half a yard or just a 1.5 foot for Placer to get it done here on 4th down. You might just go back to that same play.
Yeah, you know, you got to get it now. It looks like it's actually a full yard now, where at least where the 4th down stick is. Got to get the, 27, 28?
Fake it to Grossman, give it to Bishop. He's got the first down to Morris. He breaks into the secondary, 25, 15, and tackled down at the 14-yard lane there by number 17, Joey Brown. But not before Brad picks up a big 12 yards, another 1st down for the Hill.
And the Hill going to get a fresh set here as they're trying to go in and take their first lead of the ball game. Kind of smacked in the mouth early in this one, going down a couple, 3 touchdowns, actually 2 touchdowns at one point, but really working their way back and really making this third quarter work for them. And again, chewing a lot of clock.
1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. Ball on the far hash. Split backs behind Michael. Handed off to Hans Grossman, looking for room over the left side. Pushes his way down near the 12-yard line for a gain of 2 before he's dropped down. Real quick, let's shout out this line one more time, who's doing such a great job efficiency here. Wise, Blake Bachman, Austin Mader, Kyle Christensen, happy 17th birthday, young man, Colton McElroy, and Joey Capra getting things done. As Dave and I talked about off air and on air, how long can you stop this offensive machine, these linemen that just keep coming at you play after play after play? Second down.
Matt Kimball just checked in and said first to 63 wins.
Second down and 8. Give it to Brad Bishop on the delayed handoff.
Good tackle that time.
And
they were ready for that play.
We'll give Brad 1 yard down to the 11, but they were ready for that play as they basically, the defensive end stayed home and then cleaned up by the linebacker.
That looked like it hurt.
Yeah, number 7, Alex Anguiano in on the tackle there. And a third down and 8 upcoming here for Placer.
And again, in field goal territory right here. If they don't get it on this one, you think Joey will make maybe run it to the middle of the field and let him come in for a 3?
I don't think Joey likes doing that ever.
No.
That's my guess.
Unless it's the center game for the win.
Right, exactly. All right, snap it is stuck, and it's going to be a delayed handoff to Jesse Wiggum.
Nope.
And that did not work. Sniffing that one out was number 11,
good defense.
Colby Green.
Yeah, Colby Green made a great play. He stayed home waiting for the football, and that's what you have to do.
So maybe they will kick the field goal, Dave, because it is 4th and long.
This is going to be from the far hash for the left-footed kicker.
Well, here's strolled Zach Rohde into the game. Only 1 field goal attempt this year. He did make it from 37 yards out. And as we've mentioned, one of the top 3 kickers in the United States as far as PATs. This one's going to be put down at the 18, so a 28-yarder upcoming for the left-footed Rohde. Good snap, good hold, and Rohde kind of end over end pops it down the middle. So Placer takes the lead, 45-42, with 32 seconds left here in the third quarter. It's Friday Night Football in the Foothills, an epic one here on KAHI.
This is Ian Howes, class of 2019, safety wide receiver, and you're listening to Friday Night Football in the Foothills on KAHI.
8 plays, 32 yards, and a 3-pointer for the Hillmen, taking 3:06 off of the clock. So as we check it out now, 3-point Hillmen lead at 45-42, 32.2 ticks left in quarter number 3.
Rounds, and Lemus back there deep to await this kick off the leg of Alex Bond, who will tee it up, kicked it into the end zone last time, see if he can do it again. This one's going to be a little lower, end over end, and fielded at the, nope, it went into the end zone. I really like that rule, especially if you've got a kid like Bond on our side.
And it's another good weapon to have. You'd much rather these guys starting the ball on the 20 than doing that double reverse and punching it out to the 35 or 40-yard line.
So strategically, we saw Rohde start kicking off in the game, and they brought in Bond, who has apparently the stronger leg as far as kickoffs go, so I really like that move. Placer making halftime adjustments clearly.
Yeah, and bringing your prolific place kicker in to get you 3 points when you need it at the end of that drive. You didn't want to come away empty in a 42-42 game, so far here in the second half, they've outscored them 10-0.
Turner and company back out on the field, now trailing. It's 45-42 Placer, 32 seconds left here in this third quarter. Double slot look to the near side, a back flank to his left. Here's the snap. Turner is going
double
to
fake
it. Now look to throw deep. He's got a wide open man, and that is going to go unless Placer can catch up.
Nope.
The catch is made, and the touchdown is coming for Harry Rounds, an 80-yard touchdown.
That's his second.
As he got behind the coverage there of Espadal, he was wide open and had nothing but green turf in front of him and a blue and yellow end zone as Lincoln regains the lead, 48-45, with 20 seconds left here in the third.
Unbelievable. Second 80-yard bomb to Rounds tonight. Rounds has got 3, 2 for 80 and 1 for 35. That was just a play fake. And he stood back there and stood up, and everybody in the secondary came up, and Rounds just kept running down the field. I mean, he didn't even have to wait for that ball. That was just out in front. That took absolutely nothing off the clock. 12 seconds.
Placer able to enjoy the lead for 12 seconds before giving it right back to Lincoln. Here's the kick.
He missed that.
And that one is going to go wide right. That's no good. So that is huge. Keep an eye on that, Dave.
3-point ball game.
3-point ball game now. 48-45 with 20 seconds left here on Friday Night Football in the Foothills. End of the third quarter upcoming. We'll take a 30-second break, though, real quick.
This is Michael Stuck, class of 2019 quarterback, and you're listening to Friday Night Football in the Foothills on KAHI.
Well, sometimes you don't need to be in great shape. All you need is a guy running down the field wide open. As that play took all of 12 seconds to get Lincoln back the lead.
All right. Maldonado is going to take it in his end zone, and it will come out to the 20-yard line. So don't adjust your dials, folks, if you're listening. Yes, 93 points have been scored here, and we have an entire 12-minute fourth quarter of play upcoming. Easily the most exciting game we've done since the state championship versus Crenshaw last year. Boy, just buckle in. I mean, Dave, I'm literally going to tie my shoes a little tighter here as we head to the fourth.
You're kind of wishing you had some Velcro, I think. Snap that thing down. Yeah, it's going to come down to maybe who has the ball last is who's going to get this victory tonight.
Stuck in company, ready to go. 80 yards, green turf in front of them. Moving from left to right as this third quarter winds down. It's going to be a fake handoff, throw it out here to the near side where the catch is made by Brad Bishop, and Bishop with a nice big gainer, 17 yards up to the 37-yard line before being pushed out of bounds by number 9, Elijah Gomez, and that still leaves 11.7 seconds left on the clock.
And that's just in the third quarter, as you mentioned. So now it's a matter of, you like to get your defense some rest, but you didn't because you scored in 12 seconds. Now Placer's going to come back out and maybe put a pound on them. If they can get another 3 or 4 minute drive down the field, they're going to gas these guys eventually, although I'm not seeing, number 4, Harry Round, slowing down at all. Again, he of the 280-yard and 135-yard touchdown on the night.
11 seconds left here. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Hillmen up at the 37-yard line once they put this one down. I'm not sure why we have such a delay here. Pretty obvious, but anyway, ready to go here. So this could be the final play of the quarter.
So the Hillmen not going to snap this one. They're just going to say, okay, we're going to go march over 15, 20 yards to the other way and start the fourth quarter here.
That's just what they'll do. We head to the fourth quarter. One of the Sac Joaquin section games of the year has the Lincoln Zebras leading the Placer Hillmen 48-45 as we head to the fourth quarter on Friday Night Football in the Foothills. First and 10 for the Hillmen from their own 37-yard line. Handed off to Grossman. Pushes his way up to the 40, a 3-yard gain as we shift into the field, and Placer now moves from right to left in this championship quarter, basically, Dave. I mean, it all comes down to this. This is as good as it gets in high school football.
Yeah, and Honda's been held fairly in check tonight, other than the big 17-yarder there. And it's just 2 and it's 5. I can't remember if that was a 25-yard gain or not ahead of that, but
it was.
Okay, so I might be off a couple yards here, but you see him with those 1s and 2s, and then you see Wiggum.
As Wiggum bursts into the secondary, it takes it into Zebra territory. Good job of hard running there by Jesse. Taking it to the 46-yard line. So that'll be a gain of 10 plus 4, 14 yards for Wiggum. And Placer with the first down in Zebra territory.
Okay, so I might have shortchanged Hans on one of these drives. I maybe gave him credit for a 2 and a 5, and it should have been a 25. We'll go back and check that a little later on.
We'll clean it up later. 1st and 10 for the Hillmen. Delayed handoff going to Wiggum over the right side and pushing his way forward. Good job of Capper helping propel him down to the 40-yard line. Now we got a late flag. It was a 7-yard gain before the flag, and the flag's going against Placer.
They're going to call it against Bishop for a hold. And that flag came so late. The play was blown dead when that flag was put in the air. Wow. That's how late that flag was.
Well, can't say we love this officiating crew, but a crew is a crew, and you get what you get. So the penalty on the Hillmen will push them back into their own territory. I mean, like you said, the play was blown dead, and then they threw a flag. I mean,
how late could that flag have come out?
All right, so the Hillmen will be pushed back to their 43-yard line, and they need the line to gain is the 36 of Lincoln. So that is a deep, deep hold and a lengthy first down here. Throw to O'Neal, not able to make the play. Good job defensively there by number 17, Joey Brown, as it will now be 2nd down and long for Placer with the ball at their own 43-yard line.
Yeah, he made the cut that time. Looked to be open for a nanosecond, but Brown hung back, and I wasn't going to get the jump on the play, but he definitely got between the football and Cyrus that time to knock it away.
So it's 2nd down and 20, basically a long 20, nearly 21-yard line, 21 yards, I should say, upcoming for Placer. As Stuck and company break the huddle quickly. The Lincoln stands come to life.
And we got a timeout on the field by the Lincoln Zebras, I think.
Timeout called by the Zebras. We'll take a 30-second break with them. 48-45, Lincoln leads. 11:02 left in the fourth quarter on KAHI.
This is Jesse Wiggum, class of 2020, running back and safety, and you're listening to Friday Night Football in the Foothills on KAHI.
2nd down and 20 upcoming following the Zebra timeout. So they've got 2 left here in the half, and a big play here. O'Neal unable to make the catch on 1st down. So Placer's run-based offense with some work to do, but Michael's been flinging it around with a perfect first half.
Yeah, he did. He's 1 out of 2 in the second half. He's only had to throw on this drive. The previous 2 drives, not a problem. Getting the field goal, getting the touchdown right off the bat.
O'Neal in there as the lone wide receiver. Placer moving from right to left with work to do here. The ball at their own 43-yard line and a second down and 20 upcoming. Stuck breaks the huddle. Grossman the lone back behind. Now they'll hand it off to Wiggum, and it's going to be a reverse. Coming back to the near side is Cyrus O'Neal. He needs a block out there. Let's see if he can spring it. He does, and he takes it into Lincoln territory.
They're going
to call a hold on Stuck, which is going to negate
and that wasn't
all
even
that
a hold.
yardage.
It wasn't even a hold. And again, I don't know where these calls are coming from, but there was no hold there. He didn't grab him. He basically pushed him from the front. Never saw a hand grab, never saw a jersey move.
Wow, the Zebras taking over for the Zebras here in the fourth quarter, and it's not sour grapes, folks. You'll see the video. We got it recording right here with the official team photographer just outside the booth, and we're going to be pointing these things out. Maybe we'll call the section.
Well, yeah, there's no really...
There's nothing you can do about it.
No, and these are, again, the kind of games that you have to have in a season. That was going to be first down yardage. That's where they're marking it back there, down at first down yardage. So are they going to say it's from there back 15 yards and give them the first down? It depends on where they call it. Why are they even bothering if there's a flag on the field? Why are they going to bother with the measure? Are they going to pick that flag up now? Or are they going to say, okay, this is where it is, that's where we're going to call it? I mean, if that's the spot of the foul against the Hillman at the 49-yard line, then you march it back from there. He gets a gain of basically 7.
Head coach Chris Bean down there having a conversation with the Zebras, at least the ones wearing black and white stripes here. See if the referee ends up just picking up the flag. We're still waiting. I mean, they're talking to each other. This is the thing that is so frustrating as a fan of high school football. I mean, if you're going to make a call, make a call. Don't take 3 minutes and kill all the momentum.
So let's see what they're going to say. So the flag was a sideline warning. It wasn't a holding call against Michael Stuck, which it shouldn't have been. So maybe that's what we're seeing. They came out onto the field as they were running up the sideline, and they gave them a sideline warning. Now it's just a matter of did they make the first down. So maybe we jumped the gun on thinking that was a holding call because it was right down in front of us, and I didn't see the hold, and then I saw the flag come.
Well, I mean, look, we've talked off air. That's not the first time tonight there's been questionable calls. So, I mean, if we're wrong on this one, we're wrong. Either way, let's wait and see what the measurement holds.
It's going to be really close.
It is going to be tight.
For the Hillman. And it's going to be, oh my goodness, the nose of the football. It's only third down though.
Right.
So that's going to bring up a fourth and a quarterback sneak, basically.
So give O'Neal on the reverse 19 big yards, and it will bring up a very manageable 3rd and 1 here.
No, it's going to be 4th down.
Or 4th and 1, excuse me.
Was that a 3rd down play or 2nd down play? It's showing 3rd on the far side of the field. I thought that was the 2nd and long.
Yeah, because it was 2nd and 20 after the hold on the first previous play, and then nothing happened. So yeah,
so
3rd down.
3rd down and inches.
Inches basically. I mean, basically, if you're looking at home, it's roughly 5 chain links. And now
they're going to say no. We had the chains in the wrong spot. And they're going to give them the first down.
Okay, that is something neither of you. We've done 51 broadcasts together. I've not seen that one yet.
And I'm willing to say that this crew will not be graded out well.
We're not going to probably see them in the playoffs, my guess.
No. And usually in a game of this magnitude, you try to bring your best.
Exactly.
I'm going to reserve judgment until 10:53 goes by.
Okay, so the first down is gained, then the sideline penalty, so 5 extra yards for the Hillman.
Well, no, it was a warning.
Or it was a warning, you're right, it wasn't.
And they threw the flag for a sideline warning, unless they'd been warned before, but I think the Hillman had been warned earlier, but not Lincoln. Suffice it to say, good things are happening now for Placer in a very chaotic and kind of sluggish way for the last 2 or 3 minutes.
Hillman moving from right to left here. Ball at the Zebra 31-yard line on the near hash as we reset everything here. Housen at receiver. Handoff going to Wiggum over the far side, looking to set up those blocks. He does. And Jesse with a nice hard run, almost 10 full yards. Going to be close.
It'll probably be 9, I think, is where they're going to bring it in and spot it.
Yeah, we'll give him 9 on that. Tackled on the play by Hatton, and it will bring up a 2nd down and 1. And Dave, as we talked about off air and on air again, the Hillman, more of these eating up a lot of clock drives, and that's going to be to their aid here late in the 4th quarter.
Unofficially 169 yards for Wiggum on the night. But the clock continues to move. That is the ally of the Hillman, especially if they could score here.
2nd down and 1 upcoming. Stuck breaks the huddle. Wiggum and Grossman behind him. Handed off to Hans, and Hans has got room as he continues to move inside the 10, drags a defender with him all the way down near the 5-yard line. Let's see where they put it down. Taking it from the 22 all the way down to the 6, so 16 big yards by Hans Grossman. First and goal, Hillman upcoming.
And again, as I mentioned earlier, Hines doesn't seem to be having that big game going, but then you take a look down and go, okay, if I missed that one, it was 78. He's closing in on 100 yards, and it's not untraditional for the Hillman to get at least one, possibly two, more than likely 3 backs over 100 yards, and everybody's right on that pace as we speak.
First and goal from the 7-yard line. Ball on the far hash. Again, Wiggum and Grossman behind Michael Stuck. Handed off to Wiggum, looking to set up his blocks. And Hans with a good block. Wiggum takes it inside the 5, down near the 2-yard line. Stayed in bounds on the tackle, but a good job of hard running there. A 7-yard or 5-yard gain, I should say, for Wiggum, and it brings up a very manageable second goal.
And that should put Jesse over 170 yards on the evening. So, yeah, the plan may not be in existence here, but Jesse Wiggum's a great backup plan.
Wiggum's slow getting up, and the referees call a brief timeout as he's going to probably head off the field. It might just be a cramp. It doesn't look like he's clutching anything.
No, he got popped pretty good. They spun him. They kind of helicoptered him in the air when they hit him that time. But now he seems to be walking rather normally at this point. Came off a little slow. Could have got the wind knocked out of him. I saw Ryan Arnell in on that last play as well for the Hillman. There's another guy that will occasionally get the football. Don't be surprised if they don't call his number.
Arnell is in there. You got Howes as the lone receiver here.
I'm going Grossman.
I'd go to Grossman as well. Second down and goal from the 2-yard line. And hand it off to Arnell.
No, it was Brad Bishop.
It's Brad Bishop coming over the left side and into the end zone. Touchdown, Hillman. Plaster regains the lead as Brad Bishop goes over the left side and in for the score. My goodness, what a football game you've got going on here.
Back and forth and back and forth.
51-48.
There's a burger.
8:57 left. Yes, the burger for the Hill. And that touchdown is all touchdowns brought to you by the Man Cave. 923 Lincoln Way. Thanks to owner Christopher Kirchner for sponsoring Placer High School football. Getting his money's worth tonight as Placer puts yet another touchdown on the board. That's their 7th of the night. And if they can tack this extra point through, this is a big play because they can extend it to a 4-point lead. Good snap, good hold, and Rhodey splits the uprights calmly. 8:57 left in the fourth quarter, 52-48 Placer. That's right, we are up here at 100 points on the scoreboard on KAHI Radio.
This is Chandler Dakin, class of 2019, defensive end, and you're listening to Friday Night Football in the Foothills on KAHI.
52-48 our score. Placer regaining the lead here. 8 minutes, 57 seconds left. 100 points on the board. This is as good as it gets in the Sac Joaquin section, arguably the game of the year with these two battling it out. Bond back in there for the kickoff. He's going to boom another one out of the back of the end zone. It goes, and Lincoln will take over 1st and 10 at the 20.
And he knows he's out there to do just that. He's got boots on, kids. He's not wearing, low-top cleats. He's got some kicking boots on, and he put one into that and drove it in and out of the end zone.
That kickoff brought to you by Auburn Trophies and more. Check them out at 1221 Grass Valley Highway. All right, we're getting near crunch time. Under 9 minutes left. A 4-point game. Placer's defense has done a much better job in the second half, save for that big 80-yard burst. But they've got to find a way to try and shut down this Lincoln offense that has so many different weapons.
So Lincoln on this half has been at the Placer 32. They've been at their own 20 3 consecutive times.
Turner and company back out on the field. He'll be in the pistol, double slot look to the near side. He's got a back behind him as well and one just in front of him to the left as he barks out the signal. And it's going to be a handoff. Jesus Castillo right there to stack it up at the line of scrimmage. Good job. The handoff went to number 8, Devin Coffer, and I'm pretty sure he didn't even get a yard.
He got nothing on that one. As Castillo just came in there and wrapped him up and tossed him down like a rag doll. Nice job. Micah Yoakum also in on that play.
Yes.
Jesus stood him up and Yoakum knocked him down.
All right. 2nd down and 10 upcoming. They'll put trips up top. Single receiver to the near side and a back to the right of Turner in the pistol. Now he looks over to the sidelines. We'll see if Bean and company want to change up the play. Taking their time this time, which is a rarity with these two offenses. And now ready to go.
There's got to be a delay at this point.
I would think so as well. All right, Turner with the fake handoff.
Going for the bomb again.
And he's going to look to throw it far downfield to Hillman or back there. And Rounds makes an amazing grab.
No.
Did it hit the
Call
ground?
that good.
Let's see
it
if
had
they
to
call
hit
it
the
a
ground.
catch. They give him the catch.
Wow.
34 yards for Harry Rounds, taking it from their own 20 into Hillman territory at the 47-yard line. 33
4 on that one?
Yes, sir.
My goodness, Harry Rounds. And that's what they've been telling me in the box during the JV game. When the ball goes up, these kids, they moved again, and they didn't call it.
And a handoff going straight ahead to Devin Copper, taking it from the 47 inside the Hillman 35.
Ian House had to come up and make that stop, or that was going to the house.
So that one is going to go, 14 yards there for Copper, and now ready to go again are the Zebras. I mean, just no slowing down here in a rapidly moving fourth quarter. Turner up there barking the signals.
Moved again.
Looks like they were moving, and now the ball's going to go down deep.
That's pass interference.
And Jorge Maldonado did not turn around. They will throw the pass interference
two
flag.
flags. And again, that far side line judge, you know, are you even at the game? Your flag came 20 seconds after the first flag.
And seeing some leans as well. I mean, bottom line is the pass interference play was probably the right call, considering they might have gone in the end zone for the touchdown had they not done it. But you hate when the game is taken over by the officials on either side of the game. It makes for a lackluster finish to what's been one of the best games of the year in this section.
It's a good thing this is a 15-yarder and not a spot foul like it is in the NFL.
Right? Either way, Lincoln's going to have it in great field position after the mark-off. They will put it down at the Hillman 23-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Zebras, moving left to right with the ball on the near hash. And again, they're right up there, ready to go with Turner in the pistol, single back behind him. Awaits the ball, fakes that. No, he doesn't fake the handoff. He does give it to number 8, Devin Copper. And Copper takes it for a nifty little gain down to the Hillman 17-yard line. So a gain of 5 there for Copper will bring up a 2nd down and 5. Now check that. They're going to shorten that one up. We're only going to give him 2 yards on that one for Copper. And Turner back up there once again. 2nd down and 8 now for the Zebras.
And they moved again. They flinched. They were down in the set position, and the guard on the far side flinched. He flinched.
Turner takes the snap, throws it into Rounds. Rounds looking to make something happen. Good job of tackling there by the Hillmen. In on that one, Chase Laguana-Scott, the team leader in tackles. Rounds takes it from the 17 down.
They're going to put that at the 11.
And it looks like they will put it at the 13-yard line. So a gain of 4 there. And it will bring up a 3rd down and roughly 4 or 5 yards to go here for the Zebras deep in Hillman territory, looking to regain the lead here. They will give it to Copper over the far side. And he did not get there. He took it from the 13 down to the 11 before the tackle was made by a couple of Hillmen, including Laguana-Scott over there once again. Jorge Maldonado coming up. But 4th and 2 upcoming here, Dave. And since they missed that extra point, they cannot tie it with a field goal.
No doubt. So they just see they're going to have to. They're going. No timeout taken here.
Got to get it down to the 9.
It's going to dial up
for the 1st down.
Watch out for that triple fake thing again.
And now a timeout will be called here by the Zebras. We'll just keep it right here. I mean, my goodness, drama building. Under 6 minutes left here. Placer coming all the way back from a big, well, not a huge, but 2 touchdown deficit in the first half. Having their way essentially on offense with these lengthy drives. And all you need is the defense to just hold one more time.
You just
need to stop
them
one more time.
Just get us to stop somewhere.
Everything's going to be just fine.
And this is going to be a 4th and what, 2?
4th and 2 upcoming. Could be more like 3. I mean, it's
either way. It's in that, you know. Actually, it looks even further as we're looking at it from up here. But judging for where the yard marker is and where the 1st down stick is, that looks like closer to 4. Unless that thing gets moved again. You've got the field glasses. What do you see?
Okay, the yard marker's out there at the 12, and the line to make is
the 8 or the 9.
Is that the 9? So 3 yards. A full 3 for sure.
A full 3 for sure. So do they go to that nifty little triple fake again that's just blown us away every time they've run it here? They go back to the well one more time. Can the Hillmen stay home and cover that thing and string it out and get the guy on the outside? These running backs, especially Seth Sampson and Rounds and Copper, all of them are shifty.
That they are.
They make you miss. Slight guys with good wheels. Here we go.
All right, Turner back there in the pistol, awaits the snap, motion the slot receiver and hand it off. Now it's going to be a fake and a pass into the end zone. It's going to be tipped away by Ian House. Ian House knocked it away. The intended target was Harry Rounds. Good coverage by the Hillman secondary.
Did somebody
and they
order
get that
up a stop? Did somebody order up a stop? Thank you very much, Hillman defense. They were not fooled at all. He came around the corner, and everybody stayed with their man that time. Let him throw the football. Ian House skied into the air and batted that thing out of the blue zebra end zone. Beautifully done.
That was impressive. Dave, by the way, we're going to call our Mel's Diner player of the game here when this game ends. We've got a lot of candidates.
Oh, we have a ton.
We may have a repeat winner tonight. Now, this is huge. Placer now with the 4-point lead, 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line, moving from right to left. Clock under 6 minutes left to go. Hand it off straight ahead to Grossman.
It's going to be a steady diet of Hans Grossman, I think, and behind that big O-line right now.
3-yard gain there before he's tackled to bring up a 2nd down and 7 for Placer.
And the clock continues to tick at 5:30, just about inside of 5:30.
So Stuck and company taking more time in the huddle than you'll see the rest of the season. They average 4 seconds from huddle to play, but now you do want to work that clock, nursing this 4-point lead against a very talented Zebra squad who's up for it tonight. Fake handoff to Grossman, now going to Wiggum over the right side. Wiggum continuing to move forward.
Look at that
and pushing his way out for the 1st down. That is some good hard running by Jesse Wiggum, picking up 7 yards and getting another Hillman 1st down as the clock continues to tick.
I think that near 180 yards now for Jesse Wiggum tonight. What a tough, gutsy run that was. He got into traffic in there and just started spinning, got himself backwards, kept those legs moving. I think he might have got a little help from one of the offensive linemen just to pick up that extra couple, but a fresh set of downs as we approach the 5-minute mark, Park.
1st and 10 for the Hillman, the ball up at the 23-yard line. And Placer, as Dave mentioned, with the fresh set of downs. Ian House checked in. Well, boys, you wanted to play 4 quarters. You're playing all 4 tonight, as the entire starting line is in there and ready to go with that big, beefy front. This time it's going to be a fake handoff to Grossman. Now Bishop needs to wiggle away from a defender, and he can't.
Get away.
And he's going to be dropped for a loss. Back at the 18-yard line, 4-yard loss. Good job there by Lincoln and the defense, including number 17, Joey Brown, pushing him back for a 4-yard loss.
Well, he tried to sweep that time, and Brad just couldn't get the corner. You wonder if he might be a little bit tired from going both ways all night tonight. But again, he's your senior. He's the guy you want in there. You're going to trust anybody with the football. It's going to be Bishop and Grossman at this point.
So 2nd down and 14 upcoming for the Hillman. You don't have to necessarily shy away from what brought you here, and that is this excellent running game. Stuck breaks the huddle. Grossman the lone back. Now Michael's going to take a 5-step drop and throw it out here to the near side. The catch is incomplete to Cyrus O'Neal. Had a hand on it, then couldn't wriggle it in at the 25-yard line. So now a 3rd down and 14 situation.
That's a big 3rd and 14. You got to dial something up special right here. Otherwise, you're kicking the ball away, and you're in the position you were before with this prolific offense of the Zebras having their way up and down the field all night. You don't want to give them the ball back, and if you're kicking it from right there, they're going to get position somewhere possibly inside of Placer Hillman territory, depending on the punt.
Okay, Michael has the play from Coach Montoya and the staff. Runs it in there, 3rd down and 14, 3:58 left here in the 4th quarter. Clock will start on the snap. Let's see what the Hillman have dialed up here with a lengthy 3rd down ahead. Stuck is going to take a 7-step drop and roll to the far side. Now bring it back here to the near side where the catch is made. And a face mask is not called as the Hillmen still push their way up towards the 30-yard line. That's Ryan, let's see, is that Bishop?
That was Bishop.
Yeah, that's Bishop taking it from the 18 all the way up to the 31. So a gain of, well, we'll call it 12 on that, and it will bring up a 4th down and 2 for Placer. What do you do here, Dave?
You go for it. You got to go if it's 4th and 2, and maybe they'll actually call it when they jump this time.
The ball's at the Hillman 31. The line to make is the 33.
Boy, you are putting a lot of trust in your defense if you do not get this, giving them the ball that close. I'm willing to bet that they're going to try to get him to jump. If it doesn't happen, they're going to kick this thing away.
Clock moving at 3:20. Stuck barking out saying that they did jump off sides, and the referee throws the flag.
Finally!
1st down, Hillman, the first time tonight that they got it done. Stuck jumping around like Andrew Luck, who does it just the same way, and Placer will pick up a huge 1st down.
At 3:17 on the clock, they could probably melt this thing all the way down the rest of the field, maybe score at the end or take a knee and escape out of here with just a crazy, crazy game.
100 points on the board. Hillman, 4-point lead, 52-48. Don't forget, Lincoln already burned a timeout earlier in this half. So Placer essentially about a 1st down away for bringing this thing back to Auburn with an outright FBL title.
As the clock's now under 3 minutes.
In their eyes. Ball up at the 36-yard line on the near hash. Stuck in company, ready to go. Split backs behind. Handed on to Hans Grossman. And Grossman pushes his way forward out to the 41-yard line. Good hard run of 5 by Hans there on first down, and the clock continues to move.
And that's exactly it. The ally of the Hillman right now is the clock and, of course, that big offensive line. Lincoln with only one timeout left. Once they burn that, they can't stop it again. And the Hillman, if they can get 5 a crack, a couple more of those, this ball game's over.
What an epic night of football this has been. Either way, how it shakes out, this fortitude of this Hillman program to come back here in the second half and find a way to hopefully close this thing down. It's going to be a delayed handoff going to Wiggum, and Wiggum pushes his way up to the 38-yard line. So a gain of 3, bringing up a very manageable 3rd down and 2, the biggest 3rd down of the game so far.
Yeah, and again, clock's now going to be approaching 2 minutes. So you've got to get a stop if you're Lincoln, and you've got to leave yourself enough time, although we've seen it only takes a couple ticks with that wide receiver core they've got.
So ball
they
up
still
there.
Haven't burned that time out yet.
Ball up there between the 38 and the 39.
You get a first down here, the game's over.
Yeah.
Essentially this is the ball game on the next 2 downs for the Hillman.
Yeah, the ball's up there near the 44-yard line, I should say. Need to make it up to the 46 to pick up the first down. Here's Stuck with the handoff going to Wiggum, and Wiggum going over the right side for the first down, takes it to midfield. 7-yard gain, first down, Hillman. Jesse Wiggum running his rear end off all night tonight, and what an impact play that was over the right side. Joey Capra out there on the lead block. What's new there? And the clock now at 1:35 left. Lincoln only has 1 timeout. Wow.
And it's not going to happen for them.
No,
there's not enough seconds left in the game. Placer could basically run a play if Lincoln doesn't take this timeout. And there goes the clock, and I'm not sure why the Zebras haven't burned the timeout yet.
So a rough go of it for the freshmen in JV, but where it really matters at the varsity level, the Placer Hillman will be the inaugural Foothill Valley League champions outright. First year of the conference.
And they're going into victory formation.
And they are in victory formation. What a great comeback win. The momentum you can seize from this headed towards the playoffs as arguably the #1 seed in Division III on display. We've seen what this team can do when they play 4 quarters, and that's winning a shootout.
Yeah, well, now the Zebras finally take that timeout with 1:07 to go. So let's talk about this possible seeding. A lot of people have got Capital Christian coming in as the 1. I don't see it, but again, the section could say, look, if we make Antelope the 3 and we make them the 2, those 2 could meet up, and they had a big brawl earlier in the season. If they're going to try to avoid that situation and use that political, kind of way to do it, we'll have to wait and see. But, judging from what we saw tonight, Placer should get the 1 seed. But we don't know for certain, as our friend Nick Pecoraro is getting ready to roll out the door.
Okay, you got it. All right. You'll be able to check out this epic write-up he's going to have later at NM Pecoraro and at Auburn Journal.
I don't know if he's got enough inches in the paper to get that thing all in.
He's asking us to send him some stats, and we certainly will. There's a whole bunch of them for the Hillman.
What a game.
$1.07 left here in this one. 2nd down upcoming for the Hillman, and there is enough time to just take a couple of knees, and it's over.
Well, let's see. It's a 2nd down and 11. 24-second clock. They have no timeouts left, so they got to get the clock started and get a little something up the field so that they, now they're going to have to run a play.
Okay, and they will run a play, and they'll run it to Wiggum over the far side, and Jesse bursts into Lincoln territory.
He
just tripped up, or he may have been gone, taking it from the 49 of the Hillman inside the 35 down to the 34-yard line. So that's going to be a 17-yard gain when they needed it most for Wiggum.
I'll tell you what, Jesse Wiggum stepped up huge tonight. I mean huge, especially in the second half.
And now it is victory formation time. As you see,
Brad Bishop doing the windmill.
A very happy Brad Bishop, the Auburn crowd on their feet. They've got the Foothill Valley League Championship, the first one ever coming back to the Hill. 7 consecutive titles for this Hillman program, but the first with an FBL logo on it as Stuck takes the knee.
And I'll tell you what, these Lincoln Zebras have nothing to hang their heads about. They played a monster ball game tonight, giving Placer everything they could handle. I mean, from the triple fakes to the long bombs to playing some good defense in the first half. But in the end, I think really what happened was they got worn down. They got worn down by that prolific offensive line, the big boys up front really getting it done, and then Jesse Wiggum just going off in the second half. I'm sure when I add this up, he'll be over $2.
I'm positive he's going to be over 200 yards. He just picked up 17 when they needed it most. Our final score as the final seconds tick off the clock here in Lincoln. Placer Hillman 52, Lincoln Zebras 48, your 2018 Foothill Valley League champions. the Placer Hillman.
Undefeated
champions at 10-0, 5-0 in league. We're going to take ourselves a 2-minute break while we get caught up on stats, because we certainly need to decide who this Mel's Diner player of the game is going to be here in just a few minutes. Heck, we might have a back-to-back candidate. You're listening to Friday Night Football in the Foothills on the Voice of the Foothills, FM 104.5 and AM 950 KAHI. Dave?
This is a tough one tonight. I mean, I wish I had 5 of them to give to the offensive line.
Absolutely.
If anybody earned it tonight, it was the O-line.
Certainly was.
It certainly was. Individually, you got choices. Brad Bishop, 22 for 123 and 4 touchdowns. You had Hans, 18 for 114 and a touchdown. And you had our defending player of the week, Jesse Wiggum, 18 for 209 and 2 touchdowns. I'm not sure which way to go on this one. Like I said, I need 5 of these things to give it to the O-line.
We'd love to do it.
O-line, they get the player of the game.
I guess we go $5 a piece on the O-line. I mean, they are the reason that this team ended up coming back to win. Well, Dave, I mean, if you're going to put pedal to the metal, we've never had a back-to-back winner of the Mel's Diner Player of the Week. I think he may have earned it, considering the performance.
I'm leaning towards Jesse Wiggum just over the 2-game performance, 5 touchdowns in 2 games, when he ran for 209 yards tonight.
And huge runs in the fourth quarter.
And that critical 59-yarder when they really needed it, and then he was 15, 9, and 5 on the drive before that, and this last drive to put it away, 7, 3, 7, and 17 on that last one, and he was a step away from breaking that one. He'd have been about 240, 250. I'm going with Jesse tonight.
Well, Jesse Wiggum is our Mel's Diner Player of the Game. The first time in our 4-year broadcast history as a team that we've given a back-to-back Player of the Game award to the same Hillman. Congratulations, Jesse. As the Auburn faithful are out celebrating on the field here in Lincoln, a 52-48 victory for Placer to complete the regular season, an unblemished 10-0 with a monster win tonight against a Division II foe, and the outright inaugural Foothill Valley League Championship heading back up onto the hill. So we're going to head out of here, take a little time off, and get ready for the playoffs. So for our field photographer, Thaddeus Tosti, and for our producer in studio, Tariq Ansari, my broadcast partner, Dave Rosenthal, I'm Casey Freelove. Once again, our final score, Placer 52, Lincoln 48. You've been listening to Friday Night Football in the Foothills on KAHI Radio. Talk to you soon.
Hey, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
What do you got there?
I got the U.S. Army National Guard Maxwell Rivalry Series football trophy.
Nice.
Very fancy.
Yeah. Any impressions? Good game.
Good game.
Yeah.
Happy we won. Hard fought. Thank goodness there's a bye week next week.
Can you talk a little bit about the rivalry game? Why is it such a big game with Lincoln?
Well, we've been playing them for years. We've had some tight games in the past. The communities, both communities have a ton of pride. And, we're single high school towns, and there's kind of an edge between the kids and obviously the coaches and the schools, in a positive way. And we saw that tonight by how Lincoln played.
All right, so you guys are now 10-0. Playoffs are about to start. I know you guys had like a heartbreaking loss last year in finals, so what is it going to take this year to come out on top and bring home the state championship?
I thought tonight was probably the best thing that we could have faced because we had, like I said, we hadn't faced a hard game, and so we're entering in the tough Division III. We'll find out tomorrow where we're seated, and for us, we just got to stay the course, keep getting better, and see where the Ducks fall because. There's some very good football teams in that division, and it should be one heck of a challenge that we're excited about.
Also, and then one last question. What does it mean for this rivalry game to be one of 10 rivalry games featured nationwide by Max Preps and National Guard?
Pretty special, and we were one of 10 throughout the whole country. Obviously, it's rare, just by the sheer numbers and all the high schools that are here, and I think we showed tonight why we were chosen. You guys picked a great night to be here. Lucky for us, it turned out the right direction.
Awesome.
cause after 17 years, that's what he goes there for, is to unlock the door. Well, those around him criticize and sleep. Through a fractal on a breaking wall, I see you, my friend, and touch your face again. Miracles will happen as we dream. But we're never gonna survive unless we get a little crazy. No, we're never gonna survive unless we are a little crazy. Other people walking through my head. One of them's got a gun to shoot the other one. And yet together they were friends at school. Not crazy.